Correct.
Angela Goes TTV says, name the
Currently, are
teams.
we good to go as in working to play?
Yeah, so we are ready to go
Yes, it is
once we get
black
the
screen for
teams.
me. Yeah.
Yeah,
There
so
we
you should be
go.
able to see it now. Yes.
Yep,
Um,
yep.
yeah, as long as the other teams start to join back in here. But just a quick recap on that game. I mean, that Kraber is it's so deadly. I mean, with that high ground as well. I mean, Blossom was trying to fly up there and just got his head taken off. I mean, there's no really no counterplay to that.
Yep, I was looking a little bit in the chats that I have, and they were talking about how they talked about how they just messed up a little bit getting over to that wall, which you can very clearly see because GCU had that high ground. They were able to just take some pot shots, and OSU just really wasn't able to counter that. And in the end, they just dropped on top of them and just collapsed with all the damage that they could. So with
Angela
that Kraber
Goes
in hand, too, was
TTV
able to get a
says,
lot of damage,
one
and
team is
I think it was
superior.
just an unlucky
Angela
positioning
Goes
from OSU there.
TTV
And
says,
maybe we would have seen something a
Sim.
little different if they're on the same level, but GCU just very clearly had a better handle that game, and they played the map so perfectly. They took high ground as soon as possible. They took the one fight against Chow Wow and just absolutely demolished them before moving on, and they just had a wonderful game there. So I'm excited to see what can come out from them here in the second match.
Yes, definitely. As we wait for a couple more people to join up, I believe some people thought we were going to switch lobbies, but since we're having a lot of technical difficulties with the PC side, on the observer side, we are not going to be switching anything so far. Um,
So let's talk a little bit about what we saw from there from before. Some of the top teams that we saw before are going to be GCU, who of course won it. OSU Black specifically came in second. We also had Chow Wow and one more team. I think that was going to be I can't remember what team it was going to pour Maya was on, but the team that got the res there, I think that was the Lasers maybe. But
the one that got the res off, definitely was UD Gold. Actually, I believe.
UD Gold, okay.
Yeah, and Res Crow. Yeah, that was definitely that was a clutch res to get a couple more KPs because that gave them 7 KPs as a seven team KPs, I guess you want to say, as a team. So that actually puts them in fourth place so far after game one with zero
Yeah.
kills, by the way, as well.
That's just the wonderful magic of placements, right? And that's why people rat out all the time. But I think May had the excellent play there of getting their whole team, their whole team back, so they were actually able to survive a little bit longer there, and just was a great team player. And they'd love to see when that happens. Especially as you have that feeling of when you're playing battle royale and you're dead and your teammate doesn't
Angela
res you, or you
Goes
just can't res you.
TTV
It's that really
says,
sad
name the
feeling of just
games if
having
you
to
want
watch and not being able to
PTS.
change anything, being able to be in the action yourself. But right now, it's looking like maybe if they had those three players, they could have actually put up a good fight there because they were just really, really in a bad position. Because once they were able to get res, they just couldn't get any guns or any type of utility on them. They did have the lifeline care package, but that was all they really had. And maybe if they had some guns there, we may have seen a bigger fight between them and OSU.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Cal came over and downed one instantly and pushed over, and they tried to stick that res, but he ended up getting like a tiny angle, I believe. I'm not really sure who was actually hitting that res there, but he had a tiny angle and was able to get that free down on that. But then that Ash coming in to at least try to TP out, but just TP'd straight into GCU. I mean, that's just a tough Ash ult. I mean, but at the same time, where else could you possibly be with high ground being such an advantage at that point?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
and I mean, let's talk about a couple other teams here. We saw the fight between the Lasers. I mentioned them earlier, and I think it was HCC, right? They were also did pretty good, and I want to see what more can come from them here. And then got to rep my own school here. We didn't really get to see too much from OC Orange or OC White, but we'll see what happens now because OC White got taken out pretty early, and then OC Orange we did see got just put in a really bad position against in the houses over by I can't remember what the fault lines are called over there, but west and north, east and west, those places over there.
yeah, you're good.
My lack of knowledge is clearly showing, but I'm just really excited because this was such a wonderful match. Anything can really happen sometimes in these games. So let's see what happens here as we're loading into game two.
And as we're able to start looking for, we get to see their character comps. We're gonna definitely see if there's any oddball characters outside of the meta because currently, right now, the meta is genuinely Caustic, Gibby, and Valkyrie on Kings Canyon. On World's Edge. Sorry, Kings Canyon's terrible map, by the way. But it's definitely the biggest meta so far. I mean, with the Gibby bubble being so aggressive. But it looks like Jeff Kaplan on the pepperoni pizza is going to be sticking with a Revenant first pick. Definitely oddball there with GCU.
Unconventional name, unconventional comp.
Yeah, GCU also picking the Seer, but Osilius has actually been a Seer god recently.
Yeah, yeah, we saw him play it before. You know, we'll see what happens now as it looks like they're actually running it back with the same team comp here this year. The Ash and the I forgot his name already. But Octane, there we go. I remember it now. So it looks like GC are just running back the same comp, and here they are as the champion squad. You know, just a little bit of flex there, but we'll see what happens here as the teams are now loading into good old World's Edge here.
And what's even crazier is that one of the IVC players actually decided to play Watson. Watson just recently got a actual nice buff, but the thing is I don't think that buff puts her towards a competitive comp situation or anything of that sort. Because I mean, all she really has is a Watson fence. I mean, yeah, her ult, you know, can block other ults, but at the same time, she has no mobility, and her Q doesn't really help the team besides kind of like a rampart wall issue thing. So I definitely, it's definitely an awkward kind of pick there.
I think the other big thing for me too is talking about Watson is just that she's really good at holding down buildings because of those fences. She can lock down positions very aggressively, but the problem is on a map like World's Edge here is that, you know, you're kind of playing a 50-50 of whether or not the zone is going to end up near some big buildings, or the last one we just saw was pretty much an open field for the most part, and at that point, Watson really can't use her utility to her best advantage other than the ultimate, but if that's out in the open, that can get shot down immediately and just kind of lose the usefulness of it there.
Yeah, in general, yeah. I mean, as soon as your ult goes down, I mean, it's the same thing with Gibby. As soon as Gibby's bubbles goes down, I mean, you guys are kind of just out of luck, if anything. But it looks like we already have a contestant off drop with Chowan Esports and Bad Gamers Only at staging. Not a lot of ammo left as well.
Chowan was one of the final few teams back in the old zone, but right now it looks like they, you know, are just not really finding that much, as you mentioned, ammo. So both teams kind of just take a couple pot shots, but no one's really able to do anything so far. But
change one thing real quick, just to
go ahead.
Default, and maybe this will give me the opportunity to switch between characters, because I've had that issue every time I spectate on console, but it still doesn't give me the opportunity. Okay, sounds good.
That's
nice.
okay.
Yeah, definitely awkward because I'm on the controller. You're supposed to be able to press the triggers and switch between teammates, but it actually doesn't give me that opportunity. You have to press a like closest button, and that's not something that we want. But it's all right.
Yeah. Well, it looks like the fight that we were just mentioning didn't really happen as they just backed away. Got a lot more ammo there as we saw. So, you know, these teams are just really looting right now. Not a whole lot of shooting, but they're still very close together. And you know, this is a dangerous position. And there we go. As I talked about it, False just loses the shields here and is taking a little bit of HP damage.
And an early bubble.
They're not gonna be able to play around it anymore as they, you know, just put it down already.
So is taking too much damage.
Yeah, the Ash is down to very, very low here. Has to just run away and pop some shields here to try to survive, but False is able to find a medkit, so he's going to be happy here, but the rest of his team is not in a great position as we saw that Chowan earlier just picked up a lot of ammo, so they have the ability to just go in and start pumping and dumping some ammo right now, and we do see it happening as the menu did go up there for a second, but understandable, sir. And looks like poor Uzi, I'm sorry.
Nice
the tether there as it hits the, hits the little bit of the edge there. Hotshot's still just going around, but no concrete damage has gone down just yet, but it looks like this is the only fight that's really happening right now.
Yeah, not too much really going on. A lot of just kind of poking at each other, little rotations going on, Loot Simulator. As it looks like Stace is a little bit far on her own, I believe. Unless it's not... Oh, wow, that is not doing so well. OSU White already down 2 players. It's all up to Stacy.
Yeah, we might want to go back because I think I saw OSU Black slowly pushing into the 2 teams that were over there. Yeah, we do see Blossoms getting close right now to, I think that's Chowan on that side. Is on the other side. The other team is left, and yeah, Chowan has found OSU Black now, and the shots are coming down. Damage being traded back and forth. No one's going down just yet. While the other team is just kind of run away right now. So Chowan's on their own here. They're not on the risk of getting third-partied, but they have to fight OSU Black, who I didn't really get to see the util, but I think they might have a little bit of it. The full blue shield advantage right now.
Yeah, blue. I mean, an advantage point like this. I mean, Cal's got 240 in the ammo count as well. I mean, they've already played enough Loot Simulator ready to go. As Chowan was already having that early fight and didn't really get much out of it. They didn't be able to grab the loot from the other team, so it's just kind of just like they're running on E at this point now. There's not much really else they could possibly do besides just run and hope that they can find someone else. But it looks like they're gonna rotate to the north side, as OSU finds a completely separate team that came out of Thermal.
Yeah, I think this is the old team, right? That Chow was fighting before. Chow managed to just run through the choke point and get away, but now OSU fighting as Blossom actually took quite a bit of damage there. Some good shots coming down from the side of the other team over there, who I think was Bad Boys Gaming, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Bad Gamers
Or Bad
Only,
Gamers
definitely,
Only. Close enough.
definitely in a tough situation here with low ground as well.
Mm-hmm. And right now it's just, again, shots are going down, but I think Chow has run to another team and are in some danger of their own. No real big damage has gone down, as it looks like someone's actually behind for Bad Guys Gaming, as it's Team Aeon here. We're pushing to third party, and looks like the Bad Guys Gaming are just trying to play around the bubble and get out here, but a lot of teams fighting right now, and we'll have to see who comes out on top. As OSU, Kalinux is now pushed really aggressively, and the rest of his team is falling, but there's also Gutterman there close. The damage is coming down. OSU Black in a very dangerous situation here. They need to back away a little bit, but what they don't know is that there's someone behind them, and there we go. The damage is coming down, and Kalinux realizes that there's a problem here.
As Kona drops bubble as well.
Bubble, yeah.
Yeah.
And here we go. Looks like the rift is just going to be used right now to get the team out of there, and OSU are just going to, you know, get away from this fight right now
Get
if
a full
they can.
reset, if anything. They don't really have much left here in heals, it looks like. If anything, Cal maybe has one battery here. That's not something to be too happy about, as Blossom's still kind of forward, but it has good cover, hoping that the team on the right side does not push through that choke and just full send him.
What fact that they haven't decided to do it? Somehow he hasn't taken any damage from the teams over there, so I've noticed, because his shields are just staying up right now, but looks like the other team, who is going to be MST Gold here, who was coming from behind.
Full purples as well.
And looks like that's what did the damage there onto Blossom, was that charge, that Sentinel rifle here. And they are pushing into the choke now. They did see, I think, one of the players of OSU, so they do know what's happening. But on the other side, I think Bad Guys Gaming has left the scene here, and OSU Black are just going to use their Vacal and reset.
Yeah, definitely a good idea there. I mean, if you look at the map here, we have at least 4 or 5 teams here, and I mean, there's nothing really else to do besides, you know, oh, I hope I don't get third party. So I mean, just complete playing, just a rotation ability here, and maybe even coming back to third party this fight is just a way better playbook, if anything.
Yeah, it looks like they're just gonna get a free harvester here, and I think we mentioned earlier that Stacy was all by herself, but I think she actually got her team back, if I'm not mistaken. Just looking down there by the dome. I think that's OSU Orange, if I'm not mistaken.
She is actually not so far, actually.
Never mind.
She's still solo, yeah.
Still separate 3 people. All right. But OSU Orange on the other side are actually the kill leaders. I just noticed. So they've been, you know, having some fun of their own. But right now, if we go back to Fragment West, it looks like there are some teams who are on top of each other. We have, this is going to be the Lasers, who we saw earlier before, are using the Watson pick. They're trying to put some balls down, but again, it's just there's a lot of open space here. And we'll have to see if they can make the most of it right now, because don't know who the other team is that they're fighting with. There we go. Poor Yasmau is taking a lot of damage there. I think probably took a Sentinel shot to the face there. And has to back away and start putting up some shields.
Yes, and it is going to be a Sentinel as well as GCU Black pushing forward, but not a little. They're looking a little low on the shields here. So I mean, as soon as you crack someone with white shields, it's almost like a game over. You just know that you can play forward on that situation there. But it looks like they're going to rotate back to the east side of Fragment now. Just going to be shots taking back at each other back and forth as we tune back in to Bright Sun over here. The Pepperoni Pizza and HEC are fighting inside a landslide. Longbow play is trying to come into play, but it's... Oh, the ult's going to come down. It's going to stun Winter Bandit. But nothing's going to come out of it. Oh, no.
As we mentioned, that the meatball goes down from the Revenant, and he pushes up aggressively. Good old Kev Chaplin here is making use of his abilities more than his gun so far, but does able to take down one player. And they're just getting fried right now with the zone, but they don't care. It's zone 1. They're just having a fun time. But they have to watch their health here, because if they're not careful, they are going to lose to the zone and not to the enemy team here. But the fight's going down as HCC are trying to get out of there, but down goes the Octane there. Just one more person alive here. But they are losing a lot of HP. Ex-Murikai and Humble Abode need to be careful here. And the ultimate actually used by...
Gibby ult comes down. It is going to knock the Crypto. It's going to hit the Crypto for 120 damage, but gold bag res coming out of the Revenant.
And the good old looting just coming back to bite everyone else, you know, who didn't get those nice gold items. As the, you know, the nice, you know, half shields as well as half your health is going to make for a really good time here. But it's Romeo is still here, just sitting in the zone cooking, but he is going to find Revenant here, good old Kev Chaplin, but loses most of his shield here.
There.
Tries to use his shield to buy himself some space, but the push is now coming out. Revenant just gets a nice, massive shot to the face, and down they go, and no more HCC.
As it looks like we do have 2 teams on the west side of Harvester here, but it does look like there's not going to really be too much play until Zone starts pushing a little bit more. Because, I mean, there's really nothing you can do. It is AON.
No, it's
I'm not
AON,
really...
okay.
Yeah, I'm not really sure who AON is. I have to actually look that up. I'm not too sure where OSU is actually at the moment as we pan around looking for them.
Let's go this way.
There's
This is,
one. There's
Stacy,
another
yeah.
one.
Here's OSU Orange, who we did see was at the top of the scoreboard earlier. I think they might actually still be there. The answer is no. I actually thought they're tied, so I mean, close enough. But OSU Black is I actually didn't see them there, so I'm not sure where they
I
are.
don't even think they have any KP so far.
We did see them take those fights earlier, but we're currently not finding them. So, you know, they may have actually gone down, which will be very sad if we miss that. But no, they have not gone down. They're up. They're alive
still
somewhere.
up. Yeah, definitely up. And as we finally find them, they're
There we
sitting
go, okay.
just on the, I believe, south side of Siphon. Great zone, but not as great as armors that they would want here. But Blossom have 31 till purple, so I mean, at that point, as soon as Blossom gets that 31 damage, I mean, they're sitting pretty for end zone.
So let's see. They have spotted a team there, and the shots are coming out finally, but it's gonna be bad gamers only once again.
Yeah,
Or
they
bad
are
gamers only.
fighting every single team in this game, but I'm surprised that they have not gone down.
Yeah, but Vitamin C does have a gold shield, so at least they've got the loot in their favor right now, as we did see OSU Black doesn't have as good of the loot so far. And they are just gonna use the shield batteries, but right now they're just kind of stuck in this position. They're on the bridge, and they're not really pushing too far forwards, but OSU Black on the other side are inside the zone, while the rest of the teams are just making their way over right now, for the most part.
And it looks like IVC Lasers and Tufts Esports are going to be rotating almost on top of each other. The Valkyrie has no idea that there's actually the IVC Lasers is going to be right behind. And I'm wondering if the shots are going to be taken because it's almost like a free shot here, but there's nothing's going to happen from the back. Oh, no, that could have been a total free kill there. And he still didn't see him, but he's on his screen as we speak.
There
The
we
shots
go.
are finally going to come in here.
Looks like Meow isn't able to connect with all of his shots just yet. It doesn't connect with any of them there. Okay.
But
on
it
the other
did
side,
look
we
like,
just got Tufts.
yeah, it looks like Hurry Pooter actually pushed a little too far forward. They actually ran completely separate.
Was revived, right, from the spawn beacon over there?
I'm not too sure there, but as we tune in now with
Someone was going for the revive, I thought.
I don't think so. I think UD Gold was just holding them out, and they were just trying to make a rotation out, and they ran straight into them. But the 2x wingman, nice shot coming in, a complete dome shot. It's gonna take the KP away from Tufts Esports, as Tufts is gonna start rotating to the north side. Doesn't want any part of that.
And it looks like Miaya, who was the hero from before, is the one who may have actually been revived because they do have just the white shields on them right now. So looks like the teammates are paying it back from the last round. But right now, poor Stacy has no teammates and is just acting like the little tiny rat that she wants to be right now to make sure to get those placements for her teams. Hiding underneath the stairs. Like, that's more of a Harry Potter than Harry Pooter.
Yeah, definitely. And as my spectating is broken, I definitely love stuff like that.
Good out of bounds. Good out of bounds. The game developers don't render anything. So
yeah, definitely. It's definitely not doing too well there because every time I try to free look, it's not doing so well. But Stacy was just underneath a team, but it looks like they're gonna rotate out. They have no idea. Wow, Stacy, the rat is within you. I believe in you.
But for right now, it looks like there might actually be a little bit of some contentions here, as it's going to be OSU Orange, who, you know, we're sitting at the top of the KP ladder right now. Or I'm finding OSU Black, I think.
Yeah, the battle of OSU here. Who's going to come out on top? But it looks like the Valkyrie is going to come out with Bubble, and they're just going to kind of just shake hands, and we'll see you later.
But the good news for OSU Black, they have actually upgraded their shields a lot. Kona now in the Apex, and Kalinax also has the gold, so they may have actually won the fight against Bad Guy Gaming, I think. That's the only place
I wouldn't be surprised if they land on this care package over here to the right as well. They're going to take this zone rotation and go grab that care package, because in the most recent update with Season 11, care packages now spawn guns progressively more the more rings that go on. I mean, so if you're grabbing a care package at this rate, you're looking at an alternator or a Spitfire at this point, and that is a completely different gun at that point.
Yeah, Yeah, like, especially the Spitfire. I know that, a lot of people will complain that Spitfire is just too good of a gun, and then they put it inside the care package to make it even better. But I haven't actually seen it recently since I've been playing Season 11, so a little sad, but, still, we'll hope to see if someone can pick it up here. But right now, it looks like good old Crow is gonna find poor Stacy here. Yes, Stacy tries to do the damage here, trying to play with the best that she can, but she's just using her portal to her advantage, going back and forth. Ringer was actually down a person here, so
oh, and another person's in her portal.
They're still alive. Stacy now going to use the Wraith ability to try to get out of the zone here, and is she going to make it? I think the answer is she's going to run into another team here, so we'll have to see what happens.
Oh,
I think the Valkyrie utility has been used on top of her.
Oh, but she gets around the rock. Oh, 0.2
Not
off
able
of
to
the
do it
battery.
But the best try there, as it's gonna be what team was that? I've already forgotten the team names here, but the good old Crow and Maya, the saviors from last round, are able to take down Stacy now. But it looks like the IVC lasers are getting pushed in here by a couple teams, so they are gonna Valkyrie out here.
Yeah, this is definitely a smart play. If they could play the high ground on Lava Siphon plays here, they could definitely be in a really strong position. Hoping that they don't land on that yellow cart there, because that is where OSU Black is currently residing. But it looks like this Valkyrie is actually going to rotate them outside of zone. It looks like they were kind of panicking. They didn't know exactly where to go, which is not a good use of that ult now, because now they have to rotate in with no rotational abilities.
Looks like we're running it down right now as we're getting to, once again, a very, very small ring with still 6 teams alive here. I haven't really seen a lot of the action go down. We did see, Stacy die there, lose one team, but somehow a lot of these fights are just happening around the map very, very quickly. But OSU Black here now getting spot out by UD Gold. Pot shots have gone down, but only one person was connected there from what I can tell. So, wait, this is a gold longbow DMR?
Yes, this is the gold longbow DMR that actually comes out of Rampart's Town Takeover. You have to actually craft, or you have to get 100 crafting medals and then buy it almost as in like a shop. And it shoots like little paintball rounds, as well as the mag actually has a little bit more ammo as well, and a fast reload. So there's definitely some play over at Rampart's Town Takeover all the time off drop. I mean, I mean, if you think about it, you land and you just have a gold gun off drop. I mean, that's different, There's gold 301s, purple flatlines, sometimes gold flatlines. I mean, that stuff can change the game very quickly.
Yeah, and UD Gold right now are in a very good position because, they're just on the edge of the zone. They do know where one of the teams are, but they have enough cover that they're not going to take any damage. And unless, some grenades and some aggressive play comes out, but I don't think OSU wants to take that right now. So
and I respect the crouch spam back and forth. I respect it. I love that. It's almost like an agreement.
But on the Lava Siphon, I think we do have some action happening right now, as AON are taking quite a bit of damage. They've pushed inside the building here. They're right on the edge of the zone, but the window is right in front of them, and they have to peek that if they want to just move around the map here. And looks like it's going to be GCU Black, who's actually contesting them, maybe.
Oh,
yes,
and he's going to get, almost shooting his gun.
Yeah, just the edge of his hand there, his poor fingies. Take a little bit of damage there from the charge rifle. It looks like they have decided right now, I think that was AON who was in there, are going to rotate away, try to get out of that building.
But if you look at zone, the only team in zone is OSU Black. They have basically God spot here at this rotation. There's going to be nothing really left for the game to really play here. I mean, what else could you possibly do? There's no cover. So hopefully that OSU Black can actually hold this one out here. Because, I mean, there's 6 squads left, so that's 5 teams out of zone going to be rotating on top of their building. I wonder how they're going to play this.
You'll have to see, as right now it looks like all these teams just don't want to give up what they have right now. OSU, we do see, has just kind of been, having a good time partying in the building here. But it looks like their door has been blown open, and someone is going to go for the push right now. As the shots
the
are
tether
going
and the arc.
As well.
And Cal is going to get fried. Oh, no.
And let's see, I think that's going to be UD Gold, the ones pushing them here, possibly. The bubble has gone down, so OSU are able to play inside of it now. But yeah, it is UD Gold. Here comes John. There's a lot of spray here with his R99, but hasn't done enough damage just yet. Now out comes Blossom, tries to do some damage with the Valkyrie. But the Wingman is being shot at them. 2 people are down from OSU, and I think that's going to be it for them as an excellent push from UD Gold.
Wow.
Means that they actually do take down OSU Black here.
Yeah, that double nade and the tether, I mean, you really can't do anything when you don't have, Caustic to hold that area down. You know, that's something to think about when you play an end zone or you rotate early on its own like this.
And I mentioned, you know, UD Gold, right? They were that team that got res at the very, very end. What would have happened if they had guns? And we do see that they are a force to be reckoned with here, as they've taken out OSU, brought it down to now 5 squads, and they're looking to possibly, you know, take this championship here. As right now they are the kill leaders with OSU Orange, who are still alive somewhere, I think. I want to say yes, they are, because they have the kill leads right now. But we'll see what, yeah, that's them right now as we're looking at them, who actually have the high ground in this case. Ooh.
Oh, and I've played this zone. This zone is very tough. There's a couple teams that probably will be playing this low ground situation here, but yeah, they're gonna not have anything rotation-wise except this Octane pad, so hoping that they don't waste pad too early here. Yes, this is a great spot, but having height is such a better advantage in this point. Yeah, I mean, there's been so many games where you play this low ground and you're stuck. But pad is gonna be used a little bit early. They might be able to shoot that and have no rotation at that point now. Not too sure about that play there.
Looks like Orange is just, you know, throwing the Bloodhound spots on cooldown just to make sure that they know where everyone is. But GCU Black right now playing on the side of the hill here. Find whoever took over OSU Black's positioning there. And looks like the Seer utility is being used, and they're just going to back off, playing it nice and slow. They're not really trying to force anything just yet. We saw them get really, really aggressive at the end there, and we do see the Ash ultimate has also been used, and the Seer ultimate, so they are just playing a little bit defensively. Not sure who exactly is fighting them, but there's OSU Orange, and now they know that someone is around here.
Asholt's going to take them up to the top right side here. Not really too sure about the Asholt there. We definitely could have probably climbed that for free and saved Asholt. But nice shot coming in from Osilius. And again, another nice shot. Can he finish the KP? But he's not going to connect on that last one. Wow.
Yeah, but it looks like Panar is actually taken down Compulsive Beat Saber on the side of OSU Orange, so they are going to go for the reses here. And over in the other building are 3 other players, maybe even 4, as UD Gold went for the push and immediately get taken down by AON, who have just been sitting inside this building, taking over OSU's old position. But they're also taking the shots right now. The collapse is coming in from them, coming in for them, as GCU Black are just going in for the kill right now. They're going to try to get as many as they can. It's just going to be just Complication who's trying to shield up behind their teammates, but I think they're just kind of standing up and letting it happen now.
Yeah, there's nothing else you could really do there.
OSU Orange and GCU looking to make it 2 in a row, but OSU Orange have gone aggressive. They have gone the push here on top of the building. They're using their thermite grenades as well, but the nice Seer utility shocks them a little bit, makes them take a little bit of damage, but Poyo Peak pushes aggressively. Another thermite grenade is going to burn. GCU, there they go, they come out.
Wow!
As last one alive is going to be Darth Sophis here, and Hayes goes in for the push, but down he goes, and GCU with the back-to-back last one alive for them. Means that they win.
That was actually crazy. I mean, that takes a lot of confidence to jump out of a building like that and just straight 1v1 a person at endgame like that. I mean, full sending out into the middle of the open, knowing that there's 2 players in the back, but just taking that one clip to the face. I mean, wow. GCU, hands down, everything. You guys definitely took care of business there. I mean, nice shots out of the Sentinel, the Seer ult, the Seer Q, knowing how much health that player had. I mean, there's nothing that they did wrong there. It's just great plays.
Yeah, that was just an excellent job by them. They played it, you know, as slow as they needed to. They didn't take any fights. They weren't sure that they could win. And I've got to just quickly, you know, mention that I'm very sad to see OSU Black went out early, but they were just, you know, aggressively pushed by, that was UD, right? Yes, UD pushed them really, really aggressively there, and they just weren't able to hold out inside the building. But OSU Orange made a, you know, excellent shot of their own there, but we're not able to close it out, as just GCU are currently looking like the top dogs right now in the scrim.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 2 back-to-back wins. I mean, definitely a big favorite here. OSU Orange coming in with, I believe, 9 KP there. That, I mean, for just kills in general, I mean, that's just great. That puts them almost...
gives them the KP leading, right? Or actually, they're tied with Pepperoni Pizza, it looks like.
I believe so. Yeah, Pepperoni Pizza as well, but they finished 11th with 9 kills. That's...
I think OSC Orange, that second place and 9 kills, is going to give them a lot of points here.
They were
But
frying.
GCU, I think, take quite a bit of a commanding lead with the 6 kills and the double first place.
But yeah, that is going to be it for Game 2. We're going to take a 5 to 10 minute break, and we will be back with Game 3.
love it here. It's about time we got a real...
Wait, what? I used the second row. It's weird.
They weren't paying attention. I just closed the other lobby on them, so they should be coming in now.
Good old lobby troubles.
Okay, does this work this time? If I go to PC spectator and I go here?
Well, it says you've currently minimized your application, so I can't tell you.
Yeah, it's gonna be it for here. We're gonna need to move this.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, I saw the thing, but now I see a black screen, so
Ooh.
yeah.
See this.
I see this now, but it's still a black screen.
And then it goes black here.
Yeah, and then it goes like full screen black, because I see like the OBS like window, and it's black, and then it goes to the main thing, and it's still black.
So let me try sharing just the screen instead. Yeah, this is definitely scuffed, but should be okay. Or I can just do this and stream you this.
Oh, I see something now.
Yeah, I'll just stream you this instead. And then
Right.
have my Finally, I get to use PC Spectator. All right. Hopefully that it doesn't crash because I've definitely had some issues tonight. But very
We tried.
exciting game 2 there. I mean, Rebel was used. I mean, I really just it's crazy when people start using different comps and they work. It just kind of blows my mind if you really think about it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we were talking about just seeing, right? You mentioned the Rev. We saw Watson come out too. And we'll see if, some other more spicy picks come out as well. But, the typical Valkyrie and the typical Gibraltar are just always going to be around there. So we'll see what happens here. I think we're just, slowly waiting for everyone. We had a couple of people leave, a couple people come back, and we're just kind of slowly waiting for the lobby to fill up here before we get onto our game.
Yes, sir. There we
So
go.
we'll see what happens
So
here.
here
But,
they
we
start
can
drawing
take a
up.
quick moment to just recap a little bit about what happened back in our last game, where we did see the fact that it was OSU Orange down to the last team standing up against GCU, and GCU were able to get that quick sweep there towards the very end and get a 2 in a row. So do we think that GCU, at least the main roster, they might actually be having another team come in, if I'm not mistaken, are able to get a 3-peat here?
Well, yeah, definitely. We definitely see GCU being just an absolute just tank right now as a team. How else can you really stop them after 2 wins in a row? Even though OSU Orange had 9 KP, so they actually, I believe, they get more points from the last game than the winners of last game because it is 12 points for first place, but they only had, I believe, 5 to 6 KP themselves. So this sits them at around 17 to 18. But then, I mean, it's almost matched at that point.
So OSU Orange are, really happy with that placement, though they didn't do so well that first round, so they probably aren't sitting too high on the overall standings. OSU Black, on the other hand, did finish 6th with quite a bit of KP to their name as well, so they're still pretty good, but I'm pretty sure GCU just has the commanding lead right now.
And I believe we are ready to go. Yeah, all right. As we get into
All
game
right.
3, I mean, I believe this is game 3, correct?
This is game 3, yep. We
Yes,
just saw GCU
sir.
take 2. This might be the 3-peat.
Yeah, hopefully the spectating experience is going to be a little bit better this time. Yeah, definitely because people were saying in the chat that the FOV was a little zoomed in, but yeah, it's really nothing I can really do except besides go into the settings on the console, but that's not really how we do things here. It's just because Steam was down or having some issues or something, but pretty typical stuff that Apex loves to just not let you in the game or just kicks you out of the game. EA, love you guys.
We do love EA. Yeah, but right now we're just waiting for everyone to load in here. But once again, it is good old-fashioned World's Edge as the map being played for our 5 games today. But and I didn't take a moment to talk about, but just taking a look over at what's currently in crafting rotation, we do see that the purple backpack, purple helmet, which is the purple helmet especially is pretty important. There is not actually on the ground. That's a weekly thing here. So they do have to craft if they want to get those, and then the backpacks as well. The best backpack you can get is a blue or a gold. So not able to hold as much stuff as they probably want, but we've gone into the Legend Select here, as we'll see what some of these first comps coming out, as we immediately see a little bit of some difference here, as UD Gold, even though they're down to 2 players, are picking the Crypto.
Yeah, and we have Gracita picking a Bangalore as well, and a Rampart. Wow, Crypto and Rampart. Definitely some oddball picks there, but it could definitely come into play here. There's a lot of places where Rampart can actually thrive.
Mm-hmm. Don't see any, Watsons or Revenants this time. So other than those, specific picks of the Seer, who's once again coming out from the side of GCU Black. And who is this champion squad? Interesting.
Yes, this
I
is
think that's actually
GCU White.
Yeah.
Yes. They
They must
normally
have been
play.
playing some ranked games.
Yeah, they normally play in these scrims, but I believe because of this, the lobby was full, or at least registration was full, they did not play. But as we as we get bombarded with Ash voice lines, definitely gotta love it.
Always love that dropship spam. But we're just loading into the match right now. Everyone's just dropping, picking some good locations, deciding what they want to do. Looks like right now we're watching RIT Brown, who have decided to take the little bit of the far route here, as they're going to the very, very edge of the fracture area right now.
Yes,
Yeah, that area called.
I mean, as I look at zone, it does look like we're actually are pretty spread out so far. Not too much going on. I believe we still have Lava Fissure taken by OSU Black. No contention so far, except Skyhook does have 2 teams, so as we are going to go tune in with Skyhook teams, we have MST Gold, and I believe, if this works, I believe it, oh, it does not work. We have to worry about a controller on this side as well. Let me plug that in. Definitely having some great issues tonight.
Mm-hmm. But I believe in you, you know, we've been trying our best here, even though we've got a little bit of tech issues here. Shout out to production for always doing their best here. We do see, though, that it looks like MST Gold's Bloodhound was able to actually pick up the beacon here, so they do know where the next zone's going to be. And good old John Connors here is able to get quite a few good loot for himself. In the meantime, hasn't been really any action happening in the feed right now. We're up to 18 total squads who are in this lobby right now. But we see now we've popped over to OSU Black, but still, you know, nothing's actually been contested. Not a whole lot of early fights that we saw before in that last round. So maybe we'll get into the action here pretty soon. But just looking at where these teams are positioned, pretty much everyone's not, you know, very close to each other. There are a couple teams who might be running into each other very soon. We do see over there at the top, there's actually 3 teams who are slowly collapsing on themselves as Pandar and Destix. I think that was one of the... I'm not sure exactly what team that is because I didn't see their 3rd player, but looks like the IVC Lasers have actually gotten full purple shield, so they're in a very happy position. And Tufts Esports, on the other hand, you know, not as good on the looting so far, but still having a good time with their own.
Yeah, I mean, purple armor off drop. I mean, like, what else could you possibly ask for except a little bit more heavy ammo? But yeah, as his teammates are going to be pinging that left and right, it almost looks like they're going to have a huge advantage over Tufts Esports with a 30-30.
And here we go, the first few shots that we get to see here happening is it's going to be Tufts fighting off the purple shields of the other team over there, and looks like they're just taking pot shots. He's connected right. Yeah, the 33 repeater was used, but MST Gold is also just kind of riding a little bit around here, trying to get some loot before they take on the fight as well. Debating on whether or not they want to join this, but nothing really too big happening here, just the shots coming down. Lasers here, you know, having some fun with their purple shield, are able to just, you know, kind of peek around, do a little bit of damage, not to worry too much about getting damage dealt to themselves as well.
And as we actually go back to Skyhook, GCU Black, our actual 2-game winners, are struggling. HCC taking down 2 of them so far.
Yeah, it looks like they just ran into a poor position here, and HCC just got the better handling on them. And I think this actually might be a 3-man push here.
Yeah.
As HCC finishes off GCU, and there is not going to be a 3-peat because the team has already gone. I think that's the first team eliminated. So even though they got those nice 2 wins, their placement points are not going to be happy this time. As on the other side, MST Gold, I think, actually took out one of HCC's players.
Yes, a perfect third-party opportunity there. Very tough to swallow, though, for GCU. I mean, 2 games in a row, and then they're the first team out right off the rip. I mean, that's just completely unfortunate. There's nothing really else you could possibly do. I mean, I don't really know exactly what happened in the beginning, but as soon as we tuned in, 2 down, something definitely had to go wrong there.
Yeah, we must have just missed the, you know, the push that may have gone wrong. Maybe I think someone's had a Peacekeeper. There's just big Peacekeeper shots coming through. But we go back over here, and it's still just the back and forth show. No one really able to, you know, go in too deep right now. And they're just back and forth, trading shots back and forth. Nothing's really happening, as it's just IVC Lasers just, you know, sitting here with their purple shields, having some fun.
Let's explore this way.
Yeah. Let me see if I can change a setting on here, but I don't think I can. It does not give me the option. Great. Having a great time.
Mm-hmm.
As we go back to Skyhook again, MST Gold has 1 player down, but nice shots coming out of Gatterman. 108 damage on that Pathfinder. He's still going to W key this. A little umbilical cord coming out, but the Pathfinder is going to dip out right into Gibby Bubble. Full send by Winter Bandit. Wow.
Able to try to finish off the player here. That was good old MST John Connors. And he actually has taken over the kill leader now. So it's him and Romeo. His teammate has died here, but yeah, I think he has the other person down to the side of MST, and he's going to go for another kill here. So poor last one alive for the side of MST was the one we just saw beforehand, but now he's pushing up against the building. He is on top of the Pathfinder. Utility is just too good for that movement. He's trying to run away on the zipline, but he is going to get followed here. And down they go, and down goes MST as HCC are looking to possibly go for the win this time, as they've gotten so far. The kill leader is Winter Bandit. 4 kills to his name, 2 more for the rest of his team. I think they might actually be on top of the scoreboard right now.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, that was some play and a half coming out of HCC Winter Bandit there. I mean, having 30-40 health and just full sending into that Gibby Bubble and downing that player there. I mean, He was not sitting pretty. He was actually at a real disadvantage against that Ashe. But that grapple, wow, I'm just lost for words there. I mean, played it so perfectly and then did it again and rodeo grappled that last player.
There's actually a fight going down somewhere right now, but
Yes.
it's just seeing the kill feed happening. It looks like 3 squads are, looking at each other. It's going to be someone from the side of, I think Jeff Kaplan just bled someone out. Yep, Jeff Kaplan was able to bleed someone out here, but this is going to be OSU Orange right now, who are running away from this choke point, but they might actually get collapsed on in the back, as we do see OSU Black here. 2 of their teammates are behind, or actually that's 3 of them. They're just stacked if I can tell, but they are behind another team who's pushing. But it looks like the other team hasn't spotted out. OSU hasn't given away the positions just yet. But now, as I say it, they're shooting them as they're going up this giant.
But he's gonna down Crow. Wow.
Down Crow. So that's actually UD, who only has 2 players to their name. The last one's on the ground. Actually, no, that's not the last one. It's the poor Crow who just died. And looks like Maya, who was a savior for their teammate last time, might not be able to actually get there in time.
It's all down to a Rampart at this point. But then again, yeah, it is tough that Rampart's right here as a solo, but is going to be able to lock down an entire area. If he's going to be able to get in some sort of building, he can actually rat it out just long enough. Because, I mean, you don't really push a Rampart when she's already full set up. Unless you crack those walls. But those walls, I mean, they have so much damage. But I don't think you've seen it recently, but Rampart's ult is actually now mobile. So she could just full on and full send it. Yes. So, I mean, we could see that come into a play here. If anything, she should just pop it and just be able to just go back and forth. But it looks like she's going to be able to get this banner, as it looks like OSU and are going to be rotating on top of Pepperoni Pizza.
Yeah, let's see what happens right now as Pepperoni Pizza. They're going to run into OSU on their left right now. OSU with their backs on the zone. Not a great position, but no one shot at them just yet, so Pepperoni Pizza hasn't spotted them. They did see that that's going to be Crow. No, it's going to be May.
Yeah, it's going to be May rotating out.
OSU's been spotted here by Pepperoni Pizza. And here comes the shots as one of the shields is already cracked, and the charge rifle as well.
Yeah, Blossom's not looking too good. Is going to get actually team shot, but the portal is going to come out to a rotation. Now, the question is how far are they going to be able to take this? Are they going to be able to get around this corner and not get all charge rifles? Only going to be losing about 50 shield. As the charge rifle is still coming out, but as you can see from the map here, HCC is also in the zone, rotating behind Pepperoni Pizza.
Yeah, the good thing about the first zone is that it doesn't really do as much damage as it tickles you, but they're actually behind Pepperoni Pizza, who doesn't know that this is happening to them right now. But the question is, will HCC be able to see them, or are they just gonna, walk like 2 ships in the night and just pass each other?
Yeah, and it looks like they're gonna be taking that redeploy out, and it is just gonna be a full rotation out of there. I mean,
wait, hold
if
on.
you look at zone,
OSU? The OSU Orange is actually in the building over there, but it doesn't look like they've jumped on top of them right now.
Not yet so far. Nothing really going on. There's gonna be a lot of teams rotating on the north side of Geyser here. We're gonna have RIT Brown with Suzette Pickle and I believe Kawa. Definitely going to be fighting OSU White. Bangalore is going to be shooting a double smoke. Yep, double the thickness. Got to respect it. Definitely got to be popping this Phoenix here pretty soon. Going to be giving them a little bit too much zone here. And it looks like they're going to be rotating on top of UCSC. Completely oblivious at this point. There's no chance.
Let's see what happens as the shots are going down, and Stacy is the first one to go down for the team here. But looks like the Bangalore was used here, but down goes Griselda as well. Actually, it's Bunny, excuse me. So the Griselda is the last one alive here. I'm not sure where they are right now. Don't know if they were able to make it into the building, but looks like they're just trying to heal up as best they can. And they're getting melted down, and down goes OSU right there as UCSC pick up a squad.
Yeah, and as we go back in with our kill leader, Winter Bandit, I mean, now they're just sitting here crafting their only team on the west side at this point now. Everybody else is rotating into zone. And it looks like we have OSU Black rotating in from the south side on zone, but they're going to have a teammate. They're going to have a player on the right side. They have no idea, and it's going to be, I believe, UD Gold of the Rampart there that rotated completely out, but it looks like it's going to run to zone. Trying to get this res off. It's going to start getting the res, but I don't think she knows that OSU Black saw her.
It's going to be very unlucky if she just runs a little too far forwards and gets shot down immediately, but looks like OSU are just taking their time right now, don't want to go for it, and nice, just a little bit of jump shots there, or jump movement from the tether, but looks like OSU are in a little bit of a problem zone of their own here. But there we go. Lost was getting aggressive here, trying to find me if he can. And the shots are coming out, but haven't connected just yet. There goes the armor finally cracked. A little bit of damage, and down they go. But looks like Maya's still alive because he was able to get the res on the teammate. But OSU are just gonna push, take one out, and last one of poor Crow doesn't have anything that they can really do right now. They're just dying to the zone, and if they're not able to get out of here very soon, it's just gonna spell death for them.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much else that Crow can do at this point. As we go back in on the north side, we have 3 teams, UCSC going in, and Nyan is going to actually get that full reset, and he's going to drop all the way down. Going to maybe hit this jump pad after an armor swap? Possibly. No armor swap, no check, nothing. Full send with no shield.
Leaves his teammates over to the Vultures there, as it looks like the rest of his team is going to get collapsed on here by Tufts, maybe? Is the one who's over
yeah,
here? Yes.
Tufts Esports is going to be having a free 2KP on the ground, but you see that that Arcstar bounce off that box, I believe. Very nice physics. I love that.
Gotta love it. On the other side, looks like OSU Orange right now are actually in a really bad position here, as they were able to pick up their teammate, but they have lost someone else. Looks like they're fighting HCC, if I'm not mistaken here. Right? It looks like a lot of grenades being used right now, but there is a loot drone up in the air back there who Winter Bandit just didn't decide to go for. Saw a flash over there, but looks like the Gibraltar ult is finally being used by, I think, OSU Orange to try to get out of there. You know, we heard earlier that some
and
of
it
these
looks
teams
like
were
they're
kinda
gonna
holding on to
down
the
one.
ults. Oh, you're right. Looks like Teach creeps down. Who was that? Also, Beat Saber, who is able to get inside the door at least.
It is now a 3v2 situation, but he does have gold shield, so he's going to be able to pop one cell and get 50 out of it. So it's almost like he's going to get a full reset, even though that charge rifle did down him.
On Darth Sophist, they do have his banner, so if they're able to get towards the res, but there's only one in the zone right now, they can use it. But looks like there is a team who's just watching that right now over on the tower. I'm not sure the name of that team. That's the one with Kitsune and Pickle. On the other side, we do see that OSU Black are surviving at the very edge of the zone, but they might actually run into OSU Orange as well as another team down there. But as we talk at the top, we do see that Pepperoni Pizza here. They've lost one of their teammates right now, but can still be revived, as it looks like they're fighting Tufts Esport, who have the high ground on them.
Yeah, and this is such a power position. I mean, it looks like... Oh, we definitely had some lag there, but it looks like Pepperoni Pizza almost looked like they got 2 free reses off recently. So, I mean, it's 3 purples versus, I guess, just 1 Wraith, if anything. So, I mean...
Humble is a full gold set right now.
Yeah, definitely. I respect the gold. I respect it. I respect the drip. But the question is are they going to be able to rotate away? And it looks like Jeff is going... Or Kef Japlin is going to go down as the push should start coming in with the Valkyrie.
Yeah, here we go.
But it's gonna wait.
Decides against it. He's waiting for his team.
Yep. I mean, smart play. Definitely not a good idea to just full send in there. And it looks like that's actually gonna cost him a little bit of shield here. I hope he has some sort of battery to reset that. And it looks like their full send push is actually gonna get them traded in the back, but they're still trying to hit these shots on Pepperoni Pizza.
Down. Yeah, and Pepperoni Pizza are just barely managing to scrape by right here, but looks like the charge rifle shot does a lot of damage here, and they force them to back away, but the Gibraltar ultimate is used by Kef Japlin here, and they actually put their unbubble here to try to go to the Skyhook over here, or the, what is it called, the redeploy towers.
Yeah, the redeploy, yes sir. As redeploy is going to get out, and it looks like Valcold is going to come out as well from Pepperoni. Pepperoni is, yeah, I believe just 1 solo, or what team was that actually? Was that Tufts Esports that actually rotated out as well as they... Oh, no.
Right in the waiting arms of HCC here, and Mr. Winter Bandit himself trying to go for as many kills as he can.
I mean, still gotta respect that. And then look at that again. More shots coming in. Winter Bandit again. Wow, another down. Winter Bandit out here just playing kill race at this point. Definitely love it as...
just using that massive to its full potential right now. As poor Humble Abode... poor Jeff Kaplan there, who's the last one alive for his team, gets finally taken down, and that's going to be HCC picking up another team. I think that gives them the kill lead for the overall teams right now.
And it almost looks like we're having a Stacy issue again. This zone is going to hurt, dude. Definitely, is he going to be able to make it through this? Oh, he is. Okay, we almost had a Stacy V2 there.
I'm not very familiar with the Stacy V2. What happened to...
Yeah, so in the, I believe, Monday scrims, Stacy fell down to low ground as Octane threw her pad and just could not get back up and died to zone.
I see. A little bit of some unlucky plays, but You know, on this time, they were able to make it out. And it looks like CU Boulder here have a good position of their own. You know, they don't really know where anyone is from what I can tell, but they do have some high ground here that they can just play around if they want.
Well,
OSU
actually,
Black right
Tufts
now, though, are just
Esports
playing
is
very,
underneath
very
them.
slow. There we go, yeah, so they do hear this, and that's probably what they were looking at. What? Why are there so many pictures of women on the wall?
Oh, because so Rampart this is just Rampart's takeover town. Definitely a little bit different. The ambient audio definitely can screw you up here as well, because I don't know if you hear it, but there's definitely some little like ding da ding da ding songs going on, and that could definitely kill you because I mean the audio in this game is already bad enough, and they're adding music to this game.
Inside, so I didn't notice that there's only women. I think Gibraltar is the only like not woman character on the wall. So.
Yes.
Particular taste, it would seem.
But it looks like the rotations are going to be coming out from both teams as well. So it looks like it's going to be a free rotation, as I believe just 3 hectic teams going on in the same building here. But I mean, where else could you possibly be playing here?
Looks like RT Brown are on top of the building, and OCU Black are the ones who are below them right now, and maybe one more team in the area as well. Don't really know what's going on just yet, but looks like RT Brown were able to clean up at least one squad here and have the damage. But yeah, now they know what's happening. Oh no, that's a third team. It's HCC who have come in with the push. It's OCU Black who are fighting them on the bottom here, and RT Brown in a great position to third party them if they wish. Right now it's going to be Kalinax who is actually fighting against 2 players right now, while the rest of his team is just in the back of the building. But actually, as I say that, it's just good old, you know, level difference. Actually, HCC's in the middle section here, and OCU on the bottom. So there's 3 different teams on all 3 layers of this tower here.
Yeah, I mean, wow. I mean, how do you commentate something like this when there's just teams on each level at this point, just hoping that there's going to be some sort of entry that they could play off of? What else could you possibly do in a situation like this?
Yeah, you just have to wait for one of the teams to be forced to move by the zone and make a mistake, but looks like the sonar, of course, just being used by RIT to just let them know what's happening, and it tells you that someone's, you know, above you, but you can kind of hear them right now, so it doesn't really help too much.
Yeah, and a zone does pull to the south side of the map. It looks like every single team is going to have a tough rotation here as we tune back into Orion Esports and CU Boulder. Nice shots coming in from Faster, but it's not going to be enough as Orion Esports having the upper hand in a 3v2 situation. Bubble's going to be going down. Nice shots coming out from Rupsky.
Push. Yep. They were able to take a little bit of damage there. I think one of his teammates was able to get someone down, so last one alive is no longer the last one alive as they all go down as Yidi just goes in for the cleanup for his team there.
Yeah, very nice play there from Orion Esports, just getting a free, almost just three-man wipe at this point. They're going to be having like at least 3 full shield swaps of purple on the ground there, as only one team is now playing in the zone. Tufts Esports is going to be having a great position, as well as AON. They're going to be having a good position as well, but there's going to be no actual in zone. They have great position, high ground, but they're going to have to rotate in the open.
And we see the other teams are kind of still in the building. I think OSU Black maybe made it out to the other building because they were on the bottom floor, but not to say that I think OSU Orange fell at some point between, because I don't think they're alive anymore. 6 squads left. They're all in this close, tight-knit area here, but I think RIT Brown may have actually jumped off the top of the building there. We'll have to check here as things are getting hectic right now, and HCC just sitting at the top, double the KP of any other team right now.
Yeah, and OSU Black is actually still up with 5 KP on their full team here. They're doing pretty well. Definitely on the rotation here, but what is going to happen?
Orange? Yeah, OSU Orange are the ones that went away, went down, looks like, so.
Yes.
Yeah, RT Brown now looks like getting pushed right now by HCC, if I'm not mistaken here, so they are losing a lot of space here. As I say it was HCC, it's actually OSU Black who are maybe the ones who have got it. No, this is OSU Black on the other building. We're actually waiting for the other teams to make their push here, and a nice Valkyrie gets a lot of damage, but they're already on top of the building here. They're going to run back away. Kalinax on the open right now. Let's see what kind of fight he's able to take here, but the zone is pushing on everyone here. They're all falling down, but looks like they got pickled.
Zone is going to be a little bit too much damage as well, as Konoboy is going to take down from that. Oh.
But he's able to make it all the way over to the edge here, and looks like OSU Black just barely able to hold out here. What happened to HCC? Are they still in this? I think
yes,
so. Yeah,
they are.
But I think OSU Black is right next to them. So looks like HCC took out another team that was here because there's 4 squads left. OSU took out RIT. I don't know who OSU took out, but they're right next to each other right now. So here comes the danger zone as the Seer I think was just used. Here comes the Valk that's the Gibraltar from both teams,
Yeah.
and the bubble players are
Double bubble
they're
here.
jumping on top of each other. OSU are running around here, but looks like the damage hasn't come through yet from any team. But now, big damage is going down here. Orion Esports on top of the map there with 1 player left. The door has gone down. 1 person goes down inside OSU. That's going to be Konoboy, but OSU Kalinax has to enable another one. Down goes HCC with the good old Peacekeeper shots here. OSU Black survive.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw that, but there was a solo just sitting on the top of the same building here from Orion Esports. It's I believe Yachty just having a grand old time. I'm surprised that he didn't die from that double Gibby ult, or if anything.
And I think that's going to be the last three teams. It's going to be OSU Black, who have actually lost a teammate here. On their side, Tufts Esports has all their team available to them. And poor old Yeety from Orion on top of the building. But looks like, did OSU just push behind him? Yeah, Kellyanne just put a portal right there. He's right in front of Tufts. He's in a very precarious situation here. Tries to do a little bit of damage and immediately just tries to run away. But looks like who just jumped in on top of him? That's going to be... I have no idea who. Oh, it's Blossom. We're expecting the Blossom. That's why I couldn't tell what's happening here. And OSU Black tried to go for a little bit of a greedy push here. Doesn't go out for them. And now it looks like the last people alive are Tufts Esports have the full Apex shields and poor Yeety all alone in a 1v3 situation.
Yeah, and actually Yeety ended up taking OSU's one of their KPs there. I mean, yeah, Yeety actually was the one who killed Blossom. So as the solo actually grabbed one more KP, but I mean, great plays out there to end it. Tufts Esports.
Very interesting last round there. I was very surprised how well OSU were able to fight in that building there, especially HCC they had the better position there. They knew where they were, but OSU managed to just pretty much just run them through down that door. I think some good peacekeeper shots coming out from Kalynux were able to keep the team alive there. They were sadly lost Kona, which made it a 2v3 situation against Tufts, who had just way better positioning on that zone there. So that was unfortunate for him, but we have to give it over here to Tufts Gaming, who are the champions of our third map here, our third game.
Yeah, definitely. When you have your main defensive characters such as Give Fall to HCC or any other team after a team fight, I mean, at an end zone like that, there was nothing really else that OSU could do. They make that portal play, but I mean, nice shots coming in from Tufts Esports, and I mean that just sealed the deal after they hit Cal for at least 160, and then Blossom came forward as well, and they just another 160 coming out again. It was really nothing they could do against that high ground situation.
Yeah, and they tried their best there, but in the end, it's gonna be they make it so far. They've been second they've been second, sixth, and now third. So they're very very close to making it. But we have to just talk about the fact that GCU, who won the last two in a row, died very very early too. One of the top finishers of HCC, who pulled out a monster performance this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. I mean, win 2 games in a row and then you die. First team out instantly. I mean, as we see, the unnamed bug is actually still another thing as well, so we can actually fix it as well. And it looks like the team that's in 19th place is actually non-existent on this because beautiful bugs in this game. Definitely a very polished game, I definitely want to say. But Tufts Esports coming out in first place in Orion with that solo, grabbing that one extra KP, puts them in second place. But our kill leaders of today, of game 3, was HCC Winter Bandit with 7 KP by himself.
Yeah, you talk about the placements, but Tufts again, their overall KP is 7, which doesn't even Winter Bandit got all that by himself on the 4th place HCC, and OC Black as well. 5 on Blossom, 4 on Kalynux, and 2 on Kona. In Orion, they did finish second, but only 4 to go around means that even though they got higher placement, the kills are actually what's keeping I think OSU right now on top of a lot of these other teams, as they're able to just win a lot of these fights, and even if they're not the ones winning the championship, those kill points are getting them really good positioning right now. I wonder if we can get an update on the current standings after this third map here after we come back from a break.
Yeah, definitely. We could definitely look at the skill or the current leaderboard right after we take a quick little 5-minute break, and we will be back with game 4.
Awesome.
All right. And as we look at the standings so far, OSU Black coming out, even though they haven't won any games, they're in first place just solely based off of just kills in general.
Yeah, as I was mentioning earlier, we know that they've been one of the top KP, just getters, I guess, in the tournament so far. They had a second place, sixth place, and most recently a third place finish. So, they're getting a little bit of points from there. But just consistently being able to get those kills is what got them on top right now. We do see GCU Black, even though, they went like one of the first few teams to go out on third map, are still second because they did win the last two games here with 44 points. And looks like these two teams are just kind of taking the lead aggressively here, as the next people behind them are the last winners, Tufts Esports, at 25 points, and very close fourth place is HCC Gold, who were going pretty big on this last map here at 24. Everyone else looks like the spread is about 2 to 3 points here, as you see three teams tied here at what is that going to be? Fourth, fifth place is going to be AON, Pepperoni Pizza, and OSU Orange, and the rest of the teams just kind of trickle down towards the bottom there. But from what we've seen so far, it's expected that typically the higher you place, the higher points you get. But OSU Orange or excuse me, Black are just able to show what it means to be aggressive and get those kills. Is what's going to win in this tournament here, or the scrim, excuse me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is solely about KP, but at the same time, placements are huge. I mean, you could be winning every single game and getting one kill, and you could still be winning tournaments in general. But at the same time, it's just a balance. You can go out and kill. Like earlier, we had one of the teams that had like 9 KP, but they finished 13th, I believe, in game 2. So I mean, very crazy. I mean, if you really think about it, I believe it was it might have been game 3. I'm not 100% sure. But there was a game where they literally just fried out. But the thing is dying 11th place is not, yeah. So here, Pepperoni Pizza, 9 KP, but finishing 11th, giving your team 10 points. But the thing is 9 of those were from just straight kills. If they placed any higher, if they waited just a little bit longer and made a little bit slower push, they could be sitting up there with our top team tonight.
Yeah, for sure. And we do see that, the kills are what's really, the kills and the placements, of course, is what makes this Battle Royale or Battle Royale as a tournament a lot different from most other games where you will always usually go for like who is ever number one of something, who wins this. But with Battle Royale, while wins matter, it also matters how well you're just doing overall, right? So it's really important that you're keeping a consistent performance, which is why we do see OSU Black at the top, even if they haven't, necessarily won, they've just been very consistent at staying at the top.
Yeah, definitely. And as we start to tune in to our next game here, I believe all the players are in the lobby, and we get into a game 4. Hoping that my game does not crash here, because this time we gave it a little bit of different thing. We put the code, or we put a little spectator thing back into the game. So usually what happens is sometimes that actually crashes my game. Not really sure why it does that, but it just happens. So let's pray that we don't have that issue. Otherwise, I'm not really sure how else we're gonna cast this game.
I believe in your poor computer and everything that's been through today, that it'll continue supporting us.
Yeah, hope so. It's definitely been a rough ride so far.
Fun to see that you can move the camera around in the waiting for players phase here as a spectator. I didn't actually know you could do that.
Yeah, it definitely helps out when you can get away from the whole like loud sounds of all this stuff over here, because it's definitely something that's just like, hey, welcome to the game. Whoa. Definitely.
SFX just for whatever reason much louder in one part of the map than the other.
Yeah, one day they will update the audio to this game.
Maybe they, one day they'll update the audio to most games. I feel like there's quite a few things about like multiplayer games, and just some specific corners of maps are just way louder than others for some undisclosed reason.
Yeah, I'm not really too sure if it has to do with something with like the engine that the game runs on, or if they just completely forgot to, develop that part of the code or something. But then again,
it's like reflecting sound, right? I'm guessing with like echoes.
The world may never know.
We can talk a little bit real quick before we get into here about a couple of things that have happened, and that's a couple subs went out. We do see that this is going to be FaZe Fury Booter. I think this was the Tufts team who are the champions, but what I was mentioning before is the fact that there are a couple subs have come out. We saw OSU White has lost 2 of their players, but gained 1 in the form of Celine Soul. We also know that UD, I think it is, the team that we had the, Crow and Maya, lost one of their players, but gained another, I think it's one of their starters. So a couple of shifts around. couple of teams are not here anymore, but overall, we still have the 16 squads right now, and really excited to see what happens as GCU went out very early game 3. Let's see if they can make something a little different happen here for game number 4.
Do this real quick. Oop. All right, cool.
All right, I'm holding tight, and we're back here. All right, so it looks like there's going to be quite a lot of contention over by the countdown, as well as on the east side of the map, but we'll have to see what the fights go down, as it looks like it's going to be SDS, and it's going to be Kitsune, who I think is going to be RIT orange or brown or black. I think that's the team with Kitsune on it. We'll find out here, but it looks
Yeah,
like
it's going to be
Crow.
RIT Brown and IPC
okay.
Laser is going to be going at it on top of each other here. Hoping, definitely got a little bug again. Another little bug that the spectators love to have. A little crouch spam bug. It's definitely a little annoying on the other side here. But as we tune back in with RIT Brown, looking a little, not too well, I guess you want to say, on shields here. We're definitely trying to see if they can make some forward push. Only got a sight on his longbow, but sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, and he's got the Gibby shield, of course, on the forearm, but on the other side, looks like the lasers are trying their best to loot up while they're in this area here, and they are getting quite a bit of ammo here. A wingman is now available instead of the repeater, which honestly, I feel like the wingman is just better than repeater in a couple sense, other than the fact that the repeater has just better sight lines on it. But I think most would prefer the wingman over that repeater.
Yeah, but then again, you can go back into character compositions, and we're talking about Gibby. Gibby is an insane sniper kind of character with that arm shield, giving that 45 damage for free. But as shots be coming in from Pickle, very nice shots. As we tune back in, looking for shots again with that longbow, but it only is going to have one bullet and forgot to reload so far. Not looking too good for RIT Brown so far.
Yeah, but it looks like they're again using that wingman. They got their own version of it, but looks like the lasers are now getting collapsed a little bit here. But a nice wingman shot coming out from Maga means that a lot of damage goes down, and it looks like the Gibby shield has been popped, as well as the response comes forward as they just push really deep into RIT Brown. He just punched off the edge. I don't know where he went there, but it's going to be the Gibby on the side of RIT Brown just going away. May have actually gone down from that, so down goes RIT Brown as the lasers win that fight.
Yeah, and as we tune already back in with our game 1 and 2 winners, Osilius already taking the advantage, and it looks like it's going to be a clean wipe on HCC. So it looks like some little revenge back off drop, as HCC killed them last game, and GCU says, yeah, this is our game.
Yeah, right. HCC ended the spree that was GCU plaques with victories, and now GCU has returned the favor onto HCC. So very sad for them. They won't be able to continue racking up those points. But on the other side, we mentioned the game 3 winners. It's going to be Tufts Esports, who aren't really, I don't see them around right now, but this is going to be Team 19 is OSU White, who are down to just 2 players. They're just, chilling around here, not trying to get too aggressive. They do see what seems to be
Tough Esports as well, I believe,
this
right?
This is Tough Esports, just Team 18, yeah, because it's Kef Japlin. You're right, this was the last winners here. This didn't name their team, so they're called Team 18. We'll have to keep that in mind.
Very nice. Good job, guys. Way to get on the bus.
Gotta love it. Right now, it looks like there's not a whole lot of teams next to each other, except for right in the middle of the map there. It seems that one player's been caught out of position here, and some shots are going down on top of UCSC. And I'm not sure the other team is right now. Orion Esports. Ooh, Ruski. Very low HP.
Yeah, and it looks like another Valkyrie. It's going to be coming out from, I believe, UD, as I accidentally pressed the wrong button there. Very nice.
No, we're back. We're all good. I did forget that World's Edge is the map that has those locked storage caches that you can open up if you do get a key from the bots. So they are over here. I'm not sure if they actually have the key to open it. It may just be the fact because we do see Crow running towards it here. And yes, they do. So they're actually going to get access to a lot of high quality loot right now. And I already can see some gold shields and backpacks.
Yeah, gold bag with Gibby is a huge play. I mean, sticking bubble and getting a full 100 health back up on a full 200. I mean, whatever you have divided by 2 of your max health, and that's what you're going to get back up off the ground. And that could change the game very quickly. I mean, you full send a team and you're like, oh, I got one down, and then they give you bubble res. Oh, dude. Imagine having that guy back up. Instead of having 20, he has 100. That could change your entire push very quickly.
Yeah, for sure, but as they get, the nice high tier loot, doesn't look like anyone else is really gonna push for anything too aggressive right now, and all the teams are just kind of moving around the map. No big action happening just yet. But we do see now, OC Black are current, top of the standings, only having blue shields, they haven't gotten the greatest loot themselves, but they are making their way across the bridge over towards the Harvester in the center here.
Level 1.
And it does look like they are going to be rotating on top of AON, and AON has no idea so far. But I don't think OSU Black knows as well. They're going to be low ground and high ground on the tracks, right on top of each other, wondering if one of them is going to take a sightline.
Over there.
And it looks like Garbage Gamer is going to be maybe taking a ping. Not maybe, is he nosy there? I believe they figured it out. Yes, and Wraith is going to get her passive ability that someone is aiming at her. So it is now game on with OSU Black and AON.
Looks like the first shots are actually going to connect on the side of AON, but not enough damage to really make a difference just yet. OSU, right, do not have the shielded advantage. They're on blues while there's going to be purples coming out on the other side, so they need to play this very smart if they want to be able to win this and, you know, keep that, you know, high KP up and alive for them. Now, so far they've been doing a great job with just getting shots and kills, and we do see again Kalinux just taking a little bit of chip damage onto AON, but no one really taking anything too big, you know, peeking out too aggressively, but looks like maybe another team from behind,
Another
actually.
third-party team as well.
Yeah, as poor complication, 35 goes down for the side of AON. He is getting picked up right now, though, by the QB Shield, but it looks like Team 18, who is Tough Gaming, the winners of the last round here, are pushing up onto AON from behind, and now OSU are able to third party, but Blossom, yeah, we do see Blossom and Kalinux actually get downs, and I think Kona, with his bombardment on Gibby, is actually downing AON, so that's most of that team down. I'm not sure if they died just yet. I think one person may still be alive.
Yeah,
but
it does look like he almost finished the downed players, because Kona did not get any of the KP for that. So it does look like OSU Black's only going to get 2 of the KP from that. So I'm not sure if Kona downed the player with that ult or finished somebody that was already down for him, but it was still a beautiful ult to finish. As we tune back into, I believe it's called No Name in general. This is what a lot of me and my friends call it. It's called No Name or Respawn City or Respawn Name or whatever. There's a lot of names for it, but it's just called No Name, just outside of Fragment. As Mupski's guys is like 0 health here, hoping that the zone does not touch him. Heal, my guy. And Mupski's gonna go down to zone here. There's no way he takes us off. Mupski's gonna go down to zone.
Not sure the only healing he had was the medkit. Doesn't have any just smaller syringes in his back pocket, but he is going to go down, and I think his Amelia shot down as well, so the other team, looks like everyone's just not having a fun time here right now, as IVC Lasers have one player up, as well as, who else is over there? I think, this is Lasers right now, but who else is around here? There's quite a few teams. UD Gold, here we go. Now, Crow did take a lot of damage here, we can see, but he has that gold shield from earlier, so he's just able to pop 2 shield cells and immediately get all of his armor back, so he's sitting pretty right now, and the syringe also going to deal like 50% of HP, just instantly healed up. And right now, they are taking a fight against someone here, but I wonder who it is exactly. It looks like it's Edie here with both of their teammates gone, so they're not going to be happy. They're in the ring, they're taking the damage, they're trying to get those beacons here to see if they can get a respawn on their teammates, but I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do much here, as they're just healing up, and on the other side, it's going to be the Lasers just trying to fight off UT. But right now, UCSC, which we moved over to them here, over towards the Fractured. I think this is going to be Fractured East. Yep. Or just, you know, looting around here and just trying to find some more utility.
And they're just going to be trying to get angles on top of IVC, but the question is IVC going to be able to make this rotation back upside this hill and get through this choke point before UCSC? Because if they do, I mean, UCSC is at a complete disadvantage now at this point.
Yeah, and right now Yi actually survives with the banners of their teammates, so they can go for the register, but now we see Tufts here are going to go for a fight, and looks like they... Oh, Tufts Esports is not the other people, but okay.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. I believe Team 18 is a completely separate team. I'm going to have to figure out exactly who Team 18 is. But Tough Esports is going to down an entire team there with a nice little 3 KP. Great plays there.
Yep. Well, glad that we figured that out now, but they're doing a great job so far. So currently 13 squads still alive. That means only 3 squads have gone down. So still quite a lot of people alive. Not a whole lot of action, but we do see OSU Black, who have gone out of that harvester area now with purple and blue shields on their team here. So a lot happier with the current loot that they have on them. We'll see if they run into anyone right now, but looks like on harvester here, it's IVC Lasers just poor Mega all alone. He's the last one for his team here, seeing if he can do something.
Yeah, there's not much you really can do, though, at this situation. You're just a Gibby by yourself. All you can really do is crack your knuckles and hope that you can just make a little bit more KP, or team KP, I guess you want to say, as for placements, hoping that they can just get that little extra. Otherwise, I mean, very tough rotation because, I mean, Harvester is all for cost of gaming at this point.
Mm-hmm. Just playing against those tight corners here, but looks like on the side of AON as well, looks like the Garbage Gamer was able to respawn both of his teammates. So that actually does AON, who OSU was fighting. Remember when we talked about who they got down? It looks like Garbage Gamer actually survived, got all the banners, and res their team.
Yes, very nice rotation out to thermal buildings here, but now he's going to be taking a lot of shots, I believe, at this team down below, and it is going to be MST Gold at the low ground, but right now, low ground has the next zone as well because of that beacon scan from Baylor Bear.
Yeah, they can just sit in here and just be happy that they don't have to get really forced out just yet, but they are down a player, and they're not able to get it back because poor Gatterman had his respawn timed out.
Yes. But as we tune back in with OSU,
looks like they're shooting a little bit of damage on the Tufts who do go for these options out, so they're just going to go for the reposition. But Kalinox, as we're talking about this, is actually able to crack someone here. I think it was going to be Rob Pitkin, the one that takes the crack there.
yeah, they have 2 cracks, and they're looking at, like, oh, wow, beautiful shots coming in, though, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough to down him, but it's going to be definitely enough to be a little annoying on the other side there.
Mm-hmm. On the other side, CU Boulder, who are sitting in one of the wings of Harvester, does see that this has happened, and I think it's going to be a care package came to next for them that they might want to go for.
Yeah, and from past experience in general, this right here in general, this whole high ground above the tracks, huge end game rotation, or even right here in the little buildings, that's definitely something that someone needs to be looking forward now, but it doesn't look like anybody's taking that advantage now. Everyone's kind of playing end zone.
To the thermal station, and we've got thermal station. Looks like there's going to be a fight happening right over there, because it seems like it's going to be whoever was over there. Looks like this is going to be Team 18, who it might be Orion Esports, actually. We're going for a fight on top of AON actually went in and took out whoever was sitting inside of the thermal building, I think.
Yes, you're right, I believe. Shoot. That's tough.
I can't remember exactly who it was, but right now it looks like on a Harvester, there is going to be a convergence of 4 teams here, as it looks like everyone's just sitting in their own separate wing of the buildings, but poor Mega from team the ICV Lasers is just going to run into a possible, 4-person or 4-squad confrontation if they're not lucky.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing else to do here. There's another team going to be rotating on top of UD Gold. It's going to be GCU Black right in the back here. It's going to be almost free shots here from Pander. Can Pander make a forward momentum push? Doesn't look like it. And he's actually going to get tethered. Is UD Gold going to make this rotation? Oh my god. Beautiful shots coming from Pander again. 112.
And the Secret Ultimate also goes down, so they do know that, I'll get a little bit of information about where people are, but 0 enemies are currently detected as the teams are just pushing away, but looks like they're just going to run away towards one of the wings and maybe heal up right now.
And as we actually go back into the Tufts Esports, is going to be fighting CU Boulder, I believe, on top of each other here. Rob Picton only doing at least 40 damage, can maybe make a push forward, but it doesn't look like they're going to make anything so far because they do have this next zone, so they can at least stand still for a couple more minutes here.
And I think that might be OSU Black over there, or no, that's CU Boulder. Never mind. I wonder where I have an OSU Black. They're somewhere.
Yeah, so they made the smart play here, and they're going to take advantage of this high ground here because this right here is huge plays. World's Edge, I've played way too many games on World's Edge, and World's Edge loves to end thermal station.
By himself right now, and is going to run into a squad of 2 over here.
Yeah, Blossom's going to be taking forward position, I believe, on UD Gold, but it doesn't look like he's going to take any shots so far, as UD Gold's thinking about third-partying or taking a forward push on this respawn. As Ashland is going to be out.
I was going to say, when you see the map, you think that, some teams are closer than they are, but because of that positioning, they don't actually have to worry about anything. But right now, as you mentioned, UD used the Ashland to get in here. It's going to be a poor... Who is that over there? We'll see if we can check who is going to die here very soon. But Orion Esports, okay. So wait, Team 18 isn't Orion Esports. Team 18 is some unknown entity that I need to figure out at some point. But poor Orion are getting caught in the edge of the zone right now. They're down to just Rubsky as their last player who's still standing. The other 2 are down right now, but... On the other side, we see CU Boulder with his high ground, trying to take up maybe a third-party position here. But Mega still alive here for IVC Lasers, hasn't died just yet. But Rubsky loses his teammates now, and he's just trying to use that redeploy as some kind of repositioning tool. But he's just noticed that he's surrounded on all ends by some players, so not sure
there's no place that this man can go. I mean, where else could you possibly go when you're trying to fly out? And maybe he's going to take another chance to fly out again. Could be the play. But the question is where can he go as he's getting shot, and he's getting shot by 2 separate teams as Blossom takes the KP away.
Another KP, yup. And that's the OSU KP difference. What can we say? The good old getting the last shot. That's what matters.
Yeah, that's definitely tough. I mean, there's no such thing as an assist for the other team there, as the other team does do about like 160 damage on him. Blossom takes it away. But it looks like Blossom picks up that nice little red G-Scout. G-Scout just recently moved into the care package, and it has the option to double shot. I don't know if too many people remember when double shot was actually a hop-up, where you could pick it up, and anytime you shoot, it would actually count as 2 bullets. But at this point in time, it looks like Blossom's taking the single fire into his hands here. But nice shots coming in, but it's gonna hit a lot of that Gibby arm shield.
We do see that OSU has controlled the very middle of this last zone here, so they're actually the only ones in zone right now. But as we talked, GCU has got on top of UD here, so they're gonna have to use the bubble here to try to prevent any more damage from pushing. But they do not have the high ground. Looks like they're just running around here to try to get away from them. But the seer abilities are gone, and now they know that they're not there anymore, so they can just stop looking at that single point there. On the other side, we see that there's no other teams really fighting right now, but still, we're nearing the last zone. And usually we see 6 or 5 squads, but we're up to 8 right now. So this is going to be a packed zone. We're going to see a lot of action. And already we see Crow taking damage from GCU Black over here.
Yeah, I mean, where else can you possibly rotate here? I mean, all you got is this tunnel here, but there's also a team inside of this little trailer building. So, I mean, what else could you possibly do here? There's 3 or 4 teams, but the Valcolt is going to come out from Tough Esports. Looks like Tough Esports wants nothing to do with this little 3-team fight. But now, where are they going to land? I mean, where else could you possibly play besides this low ground entity here?
Looks like they're trying to go, but they're going to collapse on a team over here. They're going to go over the side of the buildings here, but they are going to still be in the zone. They need to get out of here as soon as possible. But the other team there is going to start shooting at them, and they're going to go for the fight with the zone pushing towards them. And poor Harry Pooter is in the zone now.
Yeah, it's Rob's going to be taking a little bit more shots, but now Zone is going to give him a little bit of the surf of the sun action here. Hoping that he could try to get away, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to, as Blossom's going to be downing everybody, and so is Cal as well. It looks like we need to be tuning into OSU Black, because they're just absolutely dominating right now.
They are destroying these poor kids right now, and Blossom is on super low HP, actually back away here, tries to pop the Phoenix kit, but gets away. Calinex as well, was able to get the shields up and not his HP just yet. OSU Black, who just took this early positioning, are currently reaping the rewards here, as they're just killing these poor teams who are not in zone right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's just great positioning, as OSU Orange is actually on the low ground, and OSU Orange does have a little bit of zone, but there's not going to be a lot of cover. So it still looks like OSU Black has the positioning here, but they have 2 red guns with an alternator with disruptor rounds and that G-Scout. Very dangerous guns.
It's like the OSU team is just on top of the positioning standpoint right now. I think OSU Orange was also the team that just tried to fight the team that landed on top. I forget who exactly that was, and that died, so a little bit of a back and forth fight from the OSU teams, but looks like one of the teams that used their Valkyrie ult is going to be AON, who are trying to drop on the high ground above OSU. 2 of the teammates make it, but not the Valkyrie is spawned on top of them. Tries to get away as Complication 35. It looks like they're just going to drop and go for the UV play here, but Calinex just goes in deep, going for the shots, takes down Valve, not just yet. Looks like Kona is able to get the pick up there, and Calinex gets 2 with his alternator, and Kona gets 1 with the Mastiff here.
Yeah, and here comes GCU with the forward push with the Seer ult and the Seer Q. Can they get this third party just in time? But it doesn't look like it's going to be enough, as the bubble's going to go down. Now it's just going to be bubble fight.
They have enough to shield swap right now. The Blossom is in deep right now. It's going to be Kona Boy trying to make as much damage as he can. The alternators are too strong. 1 goes down for the side of GCU, and OSU are finally able to get it as Kona gets a nice massive shots down.
Yeah, with 2 players at 1 HP, but Cal was still sitting at full health with that alternator. Alternator out here doing work right now.
And it comes down to the battle of the OSU squads here as an Orange team versus, I think, the last team alive that's not OSU is going to be UD Gold. So 2 OSU teams makes me very happy to see in the end OSU Orange finally beating GCU, their big rivals so far today that we've seen, who have just taken away those first place victories from them. But right now, UD Gold is still in a really good position. I don't think any of the teams know where they are. On the other side, OSU does know a little bit of where Orange is, but now UD have to get out of their positioning here, and there goes Orange just firing off shots against them. So they know where everyone is right now. We'll see what happens out here.
Yeah, and it looks like a huge Thermite's going to be coming out from OSU Black. Kona Boy, nice shots coming in as well, but now can they capitalize and get that free KP on the ground? The thing is they do not want to drop, because the second they drop, UD Gold is going to have an opportunity to win this game. But right now, it looks like OSU Black is in complete control of this match.
The grenades are just being spammed around, but looks like I think that's gonna be who was the Gibby on the side of OSU Orange? I want to say not Compulsive B, not Peter.
Yeah, it was
but,
Peter. Yeah.
It was Beat Saber. Never mind. The beater himself was the one who did go die. He got down there, got shot down. I think OSU Black takes that. But right now, we see that the last 3 teams here are just trying to play very slow as the zone is slowly pushing in on them. It's down to the last zone here.
But Blossom's not looking too good on the
shield cells.
But Blossom's not looking too good here with only 20 bullets left in that G Scout. So he's gonna have to rely on that PK or some sort of Gibby bubble play because there's not much he can really do unless he's gonna be able to get some sort of gun swap. As plays are gonna be made, Ash ult's gonna be coming up. OSU Orange is gonna be making that forward push on OSU Black.
The pushes are coming through. OSU Orange trying to make some the best out of the bad situation, but the answer is they actually are surviving right now, doing a lot of damage to OSU Black. But Blossom is just going to back away, start stealing his shield. But looks like their push is coming through right now. They just back away. Looks like Crow with UD have waited their time here, going on to OSU. They take down Kona as the first person to go down. That's going to be Doom taking a book. Kylan, the alternator gets Crow. So 1-for-1 so far. OSU Orange are still alive as OSU are trying to go for the take the revive here. Koyo Peak is still alive, barely able to hold out there. Kona Boy not able to get enough damage down, and Blossom is not able to do anything with the scout just yet. But now he's getting the damage down onto the last of the orange team members here. But Pepe, Doom is taking down OSU Kalinax. Finally, he's out of the races here. Kona Boy is going down again to Crow, so it's gonna be the last one alive for OSU Orange. Or OSU Black. It is gonna be poor Blossom here. And on the other side, UD still has 2 members alive. OSU Orange as well. I think they're on their last player here, and down goes Pollo Peaks. That means the last person on the side of OSU Black is Blossom. Down he goes. He tries to make this a fighting play, but isn't able to do it. And in the very end, UD Gold with their positioning there. I thought they were playing it nice and slow, and they actually were able to come at the very end as OSU Orange tries to fight OSU Black and take that championship away from OSU Black.
Yeah, I mean, that's a crazy push. I mean, OSU Orange took that forward push with that Ash ult, and as well, UD Gold taking that Ash ult as well, or made their own Ash ult and pushing and just making it absolute havoc on top of that high ground, and both OSU teams kind of just eliminating each other as Crow comes in and takes a couple more KP, and at that point, it was just over. I mean, Blossom was the last one alive having the high ground, and it was just UD Gold all the way, just biding their time, playing a great third-party opportunity there.
We see why, I think it's Doom, who they said was their starter, is on that starting roster. They got him in for this game, and they were immediately able to win. Great job from them, but I'm still just so happy seeing how well OSU Black is doing, and also Orange as well. Both teams made it to the final 3 here. OSU Orange got 3rd place, OSU Black getting 2nd, but I'm just so sad that OSU Black, they're doing a wonderful job. They're getting all these kills, but they're just not able to close it out.
Yeah, and there's really, I mean, what else could you possibly do when your own team, your own teammate theoretically pushes you? Like, I mean, there's definitely going to be some beef later. I mean, they just full sent it, and it's almost like they griefed him, but at the same time, I mean, what else could OSU Orange do there? UD Gold was sitting full 3 members sitting under low ground there.
Well, I wonder we are back in the lobby, but I'm just wondering how much KP OSU Black was able to get that last map there. Are you able to check yeah, okay, so we see that once again, OSU Black with just those massive KP numbers, they have 8 plus 5 makes it 13 for them. UD Gold, the winners, only had 11. On the other side, OSU Orange were able to get 8. And if we check around here, seeing if there's any other high KP numbers, the answer is no. It looks like pretty much, actually, it looks like the top 4 squads killed most of the people that round here, right? We have GCU, OSU Orange, Orange and Black, and then IVC Lasers, that single kind of 4 KP, but looks like just all the KP to that game went to the top 4 players. So GCU Black had a lot of points there, but OSU Black getting 2nd, and once again, having that high KP keeps them on the top of the leaderboard so far.
Yeah, and I mean, that's just great plays coming out from UD Gold, just biding their time over and over. I mean, I cannot say anything else besides just great timing on that third party, playing those bubbles properly, just letting both OSU teams kind of just kill each other, even though they didn't do, like Blossom, almost 2,000, almost 3K damage, they still came out in first. And that's the whole point, is it doesn't matter how many kills you have. Whoever comes out in first is going to be, our Apex champions of the game.
They say lose the battle but win the war. I think that's what OSU Black is going right now.
Definitely, but as we are going
principles to a team.
Yeah, And as we're gonna take a 5 to 10 minute break on this last little break here, and then we're gonna get into game 5. And as I show the
No, I had it.
scores really quickly here, as I share the screen as well. Let's see, share the screen with him. We come out with OSU Black taking a very comfortable lead now going into Game 5.
Yeah, and looking at this, we talk about the KP and the placement points. Everything here can still change because GCU, we saw how strong they are, and UD Gold came out swinging this last round. If any of these teams are able to eliminate OSU Black at the very beginning, or just if anything happens to OSU Black, there's still a chance that someone will overtake them just because they can get those 22. What is it? They're currently behind by looks like 15 points only, right? GCU Black. So if they
Yeah.
can just shut down OSU and get 20 points of their own, they just immediately jump up the first. So anything can really happen here. This is still anyone's game for these top 4 teams right now. We'll have to see what happens right now. But OSU Black, all they really need to do is get into those top 10s, get at least 5 KP, and they've just secured themselves the victory here for at least the overall scrim block. Still hunting for that championship, but they're trying their best.
Yeah, definitely. And as we have a really close midfield battle with Orion Esports all the way up to Tough Esports, we're sitting at 9 total points differential between 5 different teams. I mean, whatever team kind of comes out on top between those guys are going to be able to take 5th place home tonight.
Yeah, and I think a lot of these teams can be very happy with the experience they've gotten tonight and just being able to just all the plays that have been happening. GCU Black, we saw them win 2 of them so far. UD Gold, as well as Tufts Esports won a couple of their own. So right now, these teams are having I'm hoping they're having a great time. But this is our final match that we have tonight. So let's see how this goes out as we are currently following GCU Black, and as they're sitting here in the dropship, looks like it's going to be a west to east dropship pattern here. So we'll see what happens. Actually, is it north to south? I think it's north to south. South to north, that way.
South to north, yes.
I will one of these days figure out the cardinal directions of these maps, but until then, I'm still just a Valorant caster.
You're doing great. We love it.
All right, well, it looks like OSU Orange have gotten a lot of Lava City off to themselves, but it looks like there's 2 teams right now near the geysers. We might see some action going over there, and we do see that OSU Black are going over towards Lava Slide, maybe towards Lava Fissure, kind of uncontested. But it looks like for the rest of the teams, nothing has really landed on top of each other. We might see some action in Countdown and Skyhook here very soon.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if UD Gold on our bottom of the map here from the south side has about unrealistic loot, because Crow is actually going to be able to loot Dome all by himself. But it looks like we're already going to have some contentions off the drop on top of each other. It's going to be MST as well as, I believe this is from the last team as well. This is Bad Gamers
Pepperoni
Only.
Pizza.
Or Pepperoni Pizzas, there you go. Yeah, we just commentated about this a second ago.
I got you, don't worry.
And it looks like they might just kind of bide their time going back, trying to see if they can create some sort of gap. But nice 30-30 shots coming in. But it looks like they both have 30-30s at this point.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think any strong guns have been found just yet, but looks like a little bit of a push is coming on top of Jeff Kaplan. Looks like the Gibby bubble is used to protect him here, but someone's over there on the side there.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to grab purple armor in the middle because of the opening of that little place. Because there's a lot of the times where you open that and it's just all blues, but it looks like they're going to have a free purple, and it looks like another blue as well. So if John Connors could come down there, wow, there's enough blues for everybody. There's a very big armor.
A triple take, R301. He's looted up and ready to go. Looks like, oh gosh, Team 8. Great. Gotta love when they forget
MST, yeah.
but
MST here.
Thank you, yeah. They're in a good position right now. They have the loot advantage, and looks like they're trying to go for the positional advantage as well. The poor, who is on the other side over there? That's gonna be Pandar. Well, that's GC. I'm looking at the wrong teams right now, but it looks like whoever that team was over there, I'll figure this out eventually, are just, trying to do their best with what they can right now. It is GCU Black, actually.
And HCC going at it again. So who's gonna come out on top on Game 5? And it looks like HCC's kind of sitting on the back foot so far with all whites. Ocilius has at least one blue, but they have one triple take, and it looks like a 30-30 L-Star and a charge rifle.
Push.
Yeah, and the push comes forward with Winter Bandit. Can Winter Bandit make a forward momentum play on this? But it looks like nades are just going to be thrown and just kind of biding time again. What is going to happen here? I mean, can GCU finish this and maybe kind of just claim that the Skyhook is their POI?
Yeah, well, this is, the big kind of first place fight here. If GC goes out early, then they're no longer able to get the first place. On the other side, HCC, if they're able to get, some big kills here, they do have a lot of points from that third map that they played, so they do have a chance here to take, commanding position in these final match here. But right now, looks like the push is being spotted out by GCU's just, Seer util, which is why it seems this is why they keep picking Seer. It just gives them a lot of information around the map.
Yeah, and as well as MST is starting to third party as well from the I believe west side as well. But it looks like the Gibby is all alone, but Osilius is not going to connect all those shots.
All right,
as
we're
they're
gonna
gonna
back out.
all the way away,
Yeah.
start moving away, and get a little bit of a reposition here, which gives them a good position. On the other side, looks like both teams have tried to push in on top of them, but now just found themselves and nothing in return. And right now, HCC have taken over that building, but now they know that something fishy is going on and that the team has run away. But now we also have, it's gonna be John Connors, like you said, MST
right
inside the building
underneath
here.
him.
Mm-hmm.
Now we just have 3-team fight going on, but it looks like it's just going to be a bunch of trading shots as they all grab their own building once again. Now the question is can OSU White not die to the Prowlers here and maybe third party
Oh,
in
don't do this
Skyhook?
to them.
They're not doing so well, but it looks like they're going to finish
Oh,
all of
look
it.
at that. They get the loot. They get the loot. Let's go.
Yes.
I gotta be happy for that one. So at least, two-man squad, but the OSU White team are happy to at least get some good loot on them.
Oh,
And
but it does look like
GCU Black have gone away.
Yeah, but Gatterman is going to down Winter Bandit as well with a
Oh, no.
bow. But it
Which
doesn't
means
look
that,
like
HCC are in a bad position here.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like they're going to make a forward push off of it. They're going to throw a nade inside the bubble, which is a great play, but MST never made that forward momentum after making that down. Because I don't think they know that GCU ran out.
I think these teams are just, playing scared that they don't have that information right now. This is really what happens when you don't have that, Bloodhound or Seer, as we saw before, to give you that full spotting information of where people are. I think the Pathfinder is... do you remember what those characters are called that are the Recon, I think, if I'm correct?
Yes.
The class, yeah, so right. The Pathfinder's Recon character doesn't actually give you sightlines as much as he gives you just mobility and movement around the map, right? So without the Bloodhound or the Seer, they don't know what's happening, so they just don't go for that aggressive push, because, if they knew what was happening, maybe they would have gone for it, but right now MST just playing safe, while HCC are able to get out of that sticky situation.
Yeah, and it definitely shows that there's so many different characters out here now in Apex Legends, like season 11 at this point now. I mean, I remember when the game first started, we had maybe 5 or 6 characters, and it was just a Watson, Pathfinder, and Wraith meta. I mean, now we got Wallhack meta, we have literally everything you could think of, Caustics, everything. There's so many different characters out there now to play, and there's so many different comps that, it doesn't matter, if you are playing the meta, out of nowhere, someone can just Mirage ult and bamboozle you, and just game's over for you.
I gotta say is, a lower skill player playing with Mirage is so annoying because you just can never tell what's happening sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, I know a lot of high skill Mirages, and man, dude, their plays are different. Just straight different.
Different, alright.
Yeah.
Well, right now it looks like this is going to be HCC. They got out of that fight, relatively unscathed, but they still just don't have any good shields. They're still sitting on whites. On the other side, we see UCSC here has some blues on their side and maybe purple, but Team 18, who is the Pepperoni Pizzas, have a good position, but a nice job by the Gibby bombardment means that they're getting shot up on top of the building there. We do see now that they take not that much damage, so they're okay for now. No big shots happening just yet. No teams really fighting. It's just gonna be a lot of jockeying for position right now.
Yeah, and it's just gonna be looking to see who can get one crack or some sort of entry, kind of like an entry frag, some sort of play to make that forward push. Because right now it's just gonna be poke up. All right, well, let's just waste more time and hopefully that we don't get third partied here because they are fighting in the center of the zone.
On the other sides of the map, we just look around the edges real quick, and not a whole lot of teams, really up against each other. We do see that UD, though, are making their way over to Harvester, where OSU Black has set up here. We also see that, I think it's going to be OSU White, who are also near the Harvester. So, once again, we're going to have some OSU action, possibly. But UD, who have just been spending this whole time looting, getting just hyped up here, might actually just be able to just fully wipe OSU Black if they're not careful.
Yeah, definitely. But as it looks like they throw pad and break it instantly, I'm not really sure what was going on there. I'm not actually...
Interesting plays.
I don't know if the other team shot their pad or maybe?
Maybe we'll never know, but right now it's just, once again, just ring around the roses. No one's really going too aggressive, but maybe maybe the pizzas might do something? And the answer is no, but if you look at the top side of the map over by Fragment in the epicenter, looks like there might be a little bit of a collapse here as, there we go, teams have been spotted, shots are coming down, and again, the poor 30 Theater is just not dealing any damage, and Winter's Bandit just gets a shot immediately. This is going to be HCC, right? And fighting Team 7 here, who is, this is either Tufts or Orion with Harry Pooter. I think that might be Tufts.
Yeah, this is Tufts Esports, but it looks like HCC is sitting on all white armor, but then Tufts Esports is sitting on 2 purples and a blue. I'm really surprised that they're actually going to be rotating off of this. I mean, if they knew that it was all white armors, they'd be just straight pushing this at this point. But that's what it's all about in BRs. You have no idea what your other teams have, so you can't just go in and push blindly.
I think they just decided that once the charge rifle, they didn't want to take a fight that they were in a bad position, especially since they noticed that their opponents had high ground here. They're going to go try to take their own high ground, and they do spot a couple people here. I'm not sure exactly who. Oh, actually, it's 2 separate teams that are over here. That's GCU as well as Team 18, who is the pizza. And looks like that fight that was happening on top of this big building has finally come to its apex here, as the shots are coming missing right now from CSC, but GCU, I think, are going to try to third party this as the pizzas are going down one by one. Last one alive is going to be Kev Chaplin here, but I don't know what's going to happen with GCU as they pick someone up. And it looks like Kev Chaplin, man, his name, is trying his best here to win around the rows, but just isn't able to get it down as UCSU win the fight here and take the high ground away from them. We'll have to see what GCSU do, because I think they're still in the area, but looks like a weird fight's actually happening over by the epicenter.
Yeah, that was a very tough one to swallow if you really think about it, because the Bloodhound was actually matching the strafe of that Gibby. So I mean, if he opposite strafed him, he would have been having that advantage. But the thing is he was just kind of matching it and not being able to take any shots. But nice Thermite coming into play. It's gonna be actually cracking. I believe this is Bad Gamers Only. I'm not 100% sure because people are forgetting to name their teams again once again. But you know, no worries. This Team 11 is going to rotate back out.
Bad Gamers Only, yeah. But, you know, that's okay. This is game 5. You know, they've been through quite a lot. But on the other side, looking at, you know, OC Black, we do see that Calenix and Blossom are making their way out from Harvester. So it looks like no confrontation was made there by UD. So look, so far it hasn't been too much of an aggressive push just yet. We do see though, I think, is that GCU that
was a
out,
GCU
actually?
Box. Oh no, is that all of GCU? GCU Black has fallen. That is not good for them. They have actually going to be finishing, I believe, what is that? 14th place. They were second in the standings, and now they're going to be finishing 14th. This is a huge opportunity for the team in third on the leaderboards to take that away from them.
I think that's either HCC or Tufts, who is currently third right now, or actually no, UD. I think actually with that last game pushed them up towards third.
Yeah.
So there's quite a few teams, you know, jockeying to try to beat OSU at the top of the scoreboard right now. But OSU is still alive, means that they're racking up these placement points even if they haven't fought anyone. So they're growing their lead actually, is what I mean to say here. So as long as they're living, they're winning.
Yeah, that's very crazy though, because if you really think about it, GCU had 2 games in a row where they won, and they were sitting at 44 points after game 2. And after game 4, all they had was 50 points. So after 2 games,
push coming in here from Poyo Pope. He's able to get one. Can he get the second one? Not just yet. And the answer is finally with the he's able to do it. And a nice Ashe ultimate there gives him the kills over here on ADC or AOC, I think it is. Yeah, AON, my words. A little bit bad there, but it looks like a full wipe for OSU Orange. He's a lot of points. You make them pretty happy here.
yeah, as HCC is going to be sending out this Gibby ult, making a forward push on top of OSU Orange. Now the question is can they make a forward push, or is they going to let them get a complete reset, as OSU Orange is going to be getting third party across Oblivion. Holy, OSU Black taking beautiful shots across the map.
What is
Nice.
OSU violence, man? Can we just all get along? But, you know, as I'm talking, it looks like just a lot of these teams have some sniper shots and taking pot shots at each other. But as we're talking, that's MSG, I think, just went down, who were taken down by UCSC. UCSC are making a great run for their money right now. I think that's 6 kills total to them so far. They've taken out 2 squads, so they're pretty happy with what they're doing right now, yeah.
Doing pretty good, sitting at 6 KP as a team, but they weren't doing too much as the last couple games, so this could be a big deciding game for them, as we have a down, and it looks like Celine is going to be going down as well.
It looks like this is OSU Orange with just 2 of their players. One of their players has already gone down, so not sure if If Celine went down, that means I think Gasol is the last one alive here for that team. So
Yeah,
let's see what they're able to do here. But looks like the OSU Orange are actually fighting right now and had to use the bubble to get some positioning.
oh, and Big Arcstar's gonna stun the Gibby, and Gibby can get around this corner and not get shot by the team in No Name. And it looks like Blossom's gonna take the cover firing. Very good play, but UD Gold was definitely on the push there from the top side. As RIT is holding out both teams, as we now tune back into Fragment East. We have two teams, Team 14 and Team 11, right on top of each other. Nice little flat line going on here, but can he connect the shots?
Well, he's gonna start throwing grenades in there and just using the utility that they have to try to deal some damage, get some poke, destroy some doors, but nothing's really happening right now. Just a couple of pot shots going back and forth between these teams, but I don't think anyone's really ready to, commit to anything just yet. We talked about this is the last game, so placements and kills really do matter, but you have to decide what is more valuable. And I think in the end, typically people will go for placements over kills.
Yeah, 100%, because the second that you die, you start losing players, you start to have that little extra, like, this is the last game possible, There is no more, hey, we can just go again, oh, next game, it's all right, this is it.
And Pyopeak actually has a Spitfire, I just realized now. So
yeah,
he has
and I don't.
one of the best guns.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
There is 2 game drops out in the open on the ground there. No one's grabbed them so far.
Interesting. We'll have to see if those do get contested for, but looks like OC Orange are stuck in a very weird position where they do have high ground and a lot of shelter around them. And looks like a couple of pieces are also in the gold. Rampage, so they just got quite a lot of loot for themselves, looks like.
Yeah, very, very decked out, but also, so it looks like they're running all 3 LMGs, so this is going to be a very dangerous team. Wow. I mean, Spitfire, disgusting. L-Star, disgusting. And Rampage with the Thermite in it, unreal. So just wait for OSU Orange to make a play here, as UCSC is still making forward pushes again, downing more players again.
Yeah,
wow.
It looks like they were just able to take HCC, so down goes HCC, and no longer will they be able to contest for that top spot. Right now, it looks like out of our top teams, I think Tufts might still be somewhere around here in Orion, but currently, I think UCSC are making a last-minute push to possibly try to get, that top dog spot.
Yeah, this is a great game coming out from UCSC. I mean, definitely, they weren't doing too hot in a couple other games, definitely midfield, but now it looks like they're going to be testing for that top spot tonight.
But, with OSU Orange still alive, they're still gaining points. I don't think they have any KP just yet, but even as they are 8th, I think it's about 5 points they're getting, giving their lead to about 76, so they're still just very happy to be where they are, but we'll have to see what starts happening once the zones get even smaller and the teams start to get pushed into each other, as right now it looks like OSU might end up fighting RTIT Brown. Are they in the still building? They might actually be.
Yeah, so it looks like there is actually going to be a team on top. It looks like it's going to be UD Gold on top of RIT Brown, but then also OSU on the top of the other building. So there's going to be 3 teams in 2 buildings, as Cal is going to down. It looks like Mia, I believe, yeah, is that how you say it? On UD, and now OSU is going to be making that forward push.
And here we go. The 3 teams are now on top of each other. This is a very, very tight position. They got to be careful. They got to take these sidelines correctly. And it looks like OSU are going to try to heal, as they're actually getting a quad partied here. And Blossom goes down. And that's going to be very, very bad.
OSU Orange is actually going to down. Wow, there's going to be 4 teams total now. Nice little grief gaming going on here.
Gotta love it, but looks like, yeah, OSU Orange, with all their loot, are just have such a strong position here that OSU Black have to respect it. They're just letting Blossom heal up right now. He's trying his best, and the rest of the team are just trying to, defend him right now, make sure they're not going to get pushed on. But there's still just 3 teams in that building back there, and nothing's really happening. But looks like Calnux now is going to move around here, dodge quite a few shots from the people on top of the building there.
Gonna get a dead slide as well, but nice shots coming out of Cal, but I was definitely worried because they were in a very tough situation with no portal, nothing, and no bubble as well, because bubble was just used, but it looks like they're gonna be able to get a rotation out as they start pushing on top of Winter Bandit's last player here, or HCC's last player. I did not even know. I thought HCC was out for the count, but it looks like...
I did too, yeah.
Yeah, 1 player left. HCC still trying to... That's their last hope. Now the question is can Cal know?
Calnux see him? I think he hears something. There it is. He spots it. Now he knows that something's going on.
Oh, and 50 damage coming out, and it looks like Cal's gonna probably call it out that there's a solo, and now they're gonna make that forward push, and Hugh is gonna come out. Now can they finish him? As another team is starting to rotate forward on top of this fight as well, and it looks like OSU Orange.
OSU Orange take out Winter Bandit.
But
now,
the
OSU
thing
Orange.
is Cal is actually gonna take him away from OSU Orange last second.
You're right. No.
Wow. The KP
Alright.
grief.
You know, maybe it's not KP. I think it's just Cal is one of the most excellent kill stealers in our lobby tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's twice now at this point. You know, or maybe even 3 times.
I think he's done more than just twice. You know, it's been 5 games. My guy. He's somehow getting all these last hits. It's just, she's just, that's I think how he's just able to get so many kills right now. But at the same time, they're just taking excellent positions to fight from, right? Because it's one thing to KP, but you have to be in the position to, or KS, but you have to be in the position to KS, right? So they're
Yeah,
always finding these
definitely.
good positions and finding these good fights for them to take.
And big respect goes out to them. I mean, because, I mean, who else is there to contest with this? It looks like this is a win for OSU Black tonight.
I don't know, maybe OSU Orange are also in a great position. They might actually try to take this away from them.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, if you really think about it, they would have to probably kill the rest of the lobby just to contest forward, because they're going to need another 20 points. But nice shots coming out of Doom with a 98 or 96 damage. But now here comes a third party on top of, so it looks like OSU Orange is going to be making that forward push, I believe.
Maybe not just yet. We do see
No, it was OSU Black, actually.
Black, excuse me, yeah. Running
But
away
now-
a little bit from...
rotating in the zone, trying to find this last Gibby. Not too sure where he went, actually. Oh, they found him.
Oh, Blossom takes just a good face full of R99 shots, looks like. But now they are able to take him down with Blossom getting the final kill here.
But it looks like they're in a bad position at this point now.
Yeah, Mia finds
Kona's
one.
gonna...
The ring is actually down Blossom. Last one alive is actually going to be poor Kalinux here. And with that, OSU Black went from being on top of the world to being near the very bottom.
Yeah, definitely. That was a very commentator's curse at that point. And then now Cal is just going to be looking for somewhere to play, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get away. But he's going to have 1 HP.
Shield swap.
Wow. Oh, but Darth is going to get him.
That's
Wow.
OSU Orange taking him, and this might actually be the win for OSU Orange. They have, again, denied OSU Black their win tonight.
Yeah, I think OSU Black just got a little bit too greedy because they had zone and they had a lot of positioning, but it looks like they just try to go get some KP on the right side of this mountain here. But as scan comes out from Darth, it looks like 7 entities, so it looks like they know exactly where every single person's at. Alternator's gonna come into play. It's almost just gonna be no chance for this poor little guy. There's no chance.
Fexi, I think is what his name is there. Goes down, and Compulsive Saber Beater, excuse me, is the one who's now the kill leader with 4 kills here. And looks like UD and one more team other than OSU Orange are alive here. We can see if we can figure out who that is. I think it's still RIT Brown possibly. We're just sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. They even really ran it out in the corner here, but they're making their push. They've gone to the zone.
As Asholt's gonna come out to play.
Yep. But what they don't know is they're actually
Bubble.
running OSU Orange.
As 2 bubbles have already come into play, and it looks like OSU Orange is going to make this forward push. As the Prowler shot's coming in as well as the Eva, but it's not going to connect. There's a little bit too much damage for Poyo. Oh no!
OSU
The Gibby's got
Orange
1
push here.
health!
Wait, I think they all went down. I think OSU Orange just made a really bad play there. They're all down except for Gibby.
But nice shots coming in. Now the Ash is definitely blind. Has no idea he's going to get shot in the back. And now it's all down. It's 3v1 and alright. I believe this is UD Gold.
UD are gonna go for their 2-win row. Once again, it was OSU Orange who denied them their win victory, but OSU Orange is gonna have to give it to them here. Or excuse me, OSU Orange did deny it. There's OSU Orange who gave them the victory last time, and once again, as OSU Orange who gives it to them. OSU Orange were so close to actually managing to win that there, but in the end, just a bad play there. RIT Brown with barely any HP and any utility were actually able to manage to put up a great fight, and in the end, UD, you know, all they really needed was that replacement of Crow, their starter, to come back in, and they've won the last 2 matches here.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, because that Ashhold came into play, and then they bubbled forward, and it just looked like OSU Orange just could not finish this team. I mean, I believe it was RIT Brown that pushed forward on that, and RIT Brown almost took care of OSU Orange, and they had at least, I want to say, 50 shield difference on each player. That's just crazy to really think about it. I mean, just a not a well thought out play there.
Yeah, and now I think it actually comes down to points to who won, because OC Black had a really good placement. I think they were, let's see. Wait, why does it say OC Orange twice there? And
Yeah,
I love how OC
yeah.
Orange managed to get 2nd and 3rd. But
Yeah, it's definitely glitchy, but I could definitely look it up. So yeah,
let's
we'll
see,
definitely.
they got 5th supposedly, right? Because we see that Fexi is that one team, and I think that OC Orange is on top of RIT Brown there. So they did get 5th, which means they did get a couple points here, and GCU were knocked out pretty early. So that really begs the question of, what exactly happened to the points right now as the KP came out from UD as well as OC Orange. Maybe that put him enough to get him over the edge, but we'll have to see once the scores tally it up here.
Yeah, we could definitely look at the browse option and this nice little key that Seatlon made. So big shout out to Seatlon. Very beautiful stuff to play. So as we tune into, I believe this is game. What
Game
is this?
5.
Game 5. So if you'll let me load it, I believe we are
While you're
on the
letting that
right
happen,
one.
let's just talk really quick about what happened at the very end. What's really interesting to think about is that UD actually played the slowest game possible because they actually only killed 2 people, which was, I think, one person on RT Brown and one person on OSU Orange. So they went to the very, very bottom of the map, as mentioned earlier. They got, all the loot that they wanted to. And at the very end, all they had to do was just play around the zone. They waited, they took their time, they picked the exact fight they wanted to. And we see that Mia's really funny, has 1.5k damage but 0 kills, and Crow on the other side, only 300 and got one of those last kills there. That's all they really needed to win.
Yeah, and sometimes it comes down to the point where it doesn't matter how many kills you really have. You're really sitting at, hey, we have great zone. We don't need to move. We don't need to move. We just keep playing our game. We may not be going out there and killing the entire lobby, but then again, we go out there and do our job. And get that final game victory. That's 2 in a row for UD Gold.
Yeah, and that's gonna give him so many points here, but again, the KP difference is just way too high, because if you look at OSU Orange, it is a 12 versus a 2 KP, a full 10 KP difference, with Compulsive Saber Beater having the highest kills in the lobby tonight, at least in this game here, excuse me, at 7. I'm not sure if we can see all the games to see who actually ended up with the highest, and like the overall kill leader, if that's a possible thing that we can do.
Yeah, it's definitely a little buggy here. I'm not really too sure what happened here. It's definitely like doubling going on here. Not
Some
too
of the bottom
sure,
teams there, yeah.
but definitely great games coming out of game 5. I mean, OSU Orange coming in to kind of like grief again. OSU Black.
Poor OSU Black got grief twice.
But it's almost like they got too egoed to try to get that last couple of extra KPs for their I guess their ego boost there, because they made that push and then they went under that tunnel or that train tunnel type thing and just had no cover, no Gibby bubble, or they just didn't Gibby bubble if anything, and no Ash. So I mean, all they had was Wraith, and Wraith did not have any portal. So I mean, there's nothing they really could do there.
It really did be that way, but like I mean, it was very interesting because just to watch that last game play out, we saw that as GCU, I see talking a little bit that they just kind of ended up getting a little bit unlucky with some of their last couple of plays where they just kind of get like they drop somewhere and then a lot of people are there on top of them, just not able to win those fights and weren't able to put on that same performance they did those first 2 maps. They just kept dying pretty early on into those rounds, so a little unlucky for them there. But OSU Orange, I think a slow burn, they slowly got better and better throughout these games, right? They went from, I think, placing 11th at one point to placing 2nd in one of those games, then placing 3rd and then 2nd again here. So they've been doing a great job tonight. But OSU Black are still like top dogs when it comes to those kills, right? They even in this match where they ended up going out 5th, they still got, let's see, 2 and 1, 3 kills. Okay, respectable. But they've been doing a great job there, and that's what's been keeping them up on top of the scoreboard. So we'll have to see if that has helped them actually take out the overall victory here, even though they weren't able to actually find that championship.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so we're going to take a quick little break and kind of calculate the last couple of scores, and we'll be back within like, 2 to 3 minutes.
Well, we hope to see you soon.
And we are back for the final scores of the night. It looks like Game 5 is not finished yet. I have to do a couple of forfeits here. I'm not too sure where these teams finished. So definitely not all scores are final here with these last three teams, but they did not finish within the top, 13. So definitely, if anything, they're going to be missing like 1 to 2 points. But if anything, it is just a scrim, so it's not too big of a deal. But it looks like we are done for the night. Game 1, Game 2, Game 3, Game 4, and Game 5 completed with...
Wait a second. We'll go back to Game 5. Never mind. I was looking at those points, and I was like, how is OSU Orange on top? Then I realized it's just the massive KP difference I was talking about.
Yeah,
It was
for that...
12 points from those kills, yeah.
Yeah, from that game there. But as we talk here now, OSU Black with 78 points and OSU Orange 58. They are actually going to take it away from GCU Black. GCU Black.
OSU.
Yeah, 1 point differential with GCU Black going down early in Fragment East. But UD Gold also making those last 2 games runs with those 2 games in a row, putting them tied for third. But in a tournament, we would actually go down to who had more kills, and it would probably go to GCU Black there.
I think so, yeah, especially those first 2 games, and especially talking about the win that UD Gold just had where they only had 2 kills. I think the kills would have gone to GCU Black, so you can say that it's possibly they're a third here, but I just loved taking a look at the scoreboard. I mentioned I was the caster for OSU, and what do you know? OSU tonight just came out strong. OSU Black on top with a sizable 20-point lead, even though they didn't win a game. Kind of
Yeah,
sad that didn't
definitely
happen.
a
But
little
they were just
different.
absolutely out of their minds on those first 4 games. I can't say the same about this last game, right? They only got 2 kills, I think 3 kills, but they just really came to play tonight. They placed highly in all their matches, and they were just out there getting those heads that they needed, and that's just given the points there. And OSU Orange as well, slow burn from them, but in the end, we're able to get some nice second place finishes and just a lot of kills as well. We saw, compulsive Saber Beater at the very end got 7 kills in that last match, so impressive job from them. And also just UD and GCU, I loved watching GCU's comp, especially because they used that seer throughout that game. And when they won, they were doing some excellent jobs playing together as a team, taking that high ground, having some excellent rotates. A little more unlucky in the last couple of games on the side of UD. For them, once they got Crow in, they just won the back-to-back 2 games. So they were also doing an excellent job. And it was just really wonderful to see all these teams play tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And, big shout out to OSU, double a 1-2 kind of thing. It's almost like a podium place, Formula One. That's some huge team points when we go back into, getting back into the full on, I guess you want to say, season type thing that we're going to be rotating into. I mean, that's going to be 12 points and 9 points sitting for OSU in general. I mean, that's a huge advantage going into the next couple of weeks and things of that sort. But big shout out to OSU Orange tonight coming out on top.
Yep. And for my first time, it was a wonderful time being out here and being able to cast. And thank you, Twitchy, for being here with me as both production and as a co-caster tonight.
Yeah, and that'll be it for tonight. I want to thank you all for coming out, and don't forget to follow our Twitch, follow us on Twitter, and we will be taking a 1-week break. So I want you all to have a great Thanksgiving, and then we will be contacting you guys again in the Discord about recent tournaments or things of that sort. We're looking to have a kind of like some sort of sponsorship tournament where it's not even anything, scrim wise. This is going to be a sponsored tournament where there's going to be a big prize pool just at the end of the year. So be on the lookout for that. If not, things don't happen. But then again, all our focus is turned towards our circuit starting on January 10th. But other than that, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys have a great night.
Have a wonderful night, everyone.